Audio's running. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday Night Lights here in Fort Collins, Colorado. French Field is the place tonight. The Fort Collins Lambkins and the Fairview Knights, both coming in 5-1, will compete against one another, and we'll see who the best team is at this point. But anyway, my name's Randy McCoy, along with my partner, David Haas, and we've got Mike on camera tonight. And David, we've got one of those kinds of games that probably most of the state is watching in 5A.
Well, it's separation night. One of these schools is going to go to 6-1, and that puts you really in the driver's seat in the Front Range North Division of the this conference, and then has a chance to keep that higher seed possibility for playoffs, which is not too far away. 5-2 won't hurt you, and it won't hurt to lose to somebody with a good RPI, but you do not want to have more than 2 losses and try to keep a high seed and get yourself through that playoff bracket.
For welcoming our Lambkins onto the field.
Great shot there of that entire length of the Lambkins team as the Knights are still stumbling to make their way out. Kind of a drizzly, cool night here, but not bad for spectators or the athletes. I don't think there's enough moisture to make any difference. Do have some notables that will not be playing for the Lambkins tonight. Most of be Mason Bandhauer, their big senior tackle. Randy had out with a medical issue, resolved, and hopefully be back soon. But could use him against playing a team like Fairview, where every point and everything you can deal with is a chore, because they are a prolific scoring offense.
Well, if you like offense, on paper tonight is your type of game. Yeah. So
don't leave the TV screen, because we'll be looking at 2 teams that could put it on the board. As we said, Fairview's already scored nearly 45 touchdowns this year, just in 6 games. So this game too, last year was a total of over 100 points total between the 2 teams. So if we see it again tonight, it will be a one to remember. Captains along the way for Fairview making their way out. They have more than the general 4, but we'll see what they progress with. Lambkins going out with their captains. Griffin Campaign, number 4. Number 32 is Caden Souders. Number 73 is Mason Bandhauer, who's not being able to play tonight. And then number 3, Jack McKeon.
Number 17, Justin Cranford. Number 32, Caden Souders. And number 73, Mason Bandhauer.
Fairview is one of those schools that we get to watch usually at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, as they come to French Field. And
number 52, Enzo Pope.
Traditional red, black, and white. I'm sure that's not called red, but
yeah, we've got a great contrast in uniforms tonight. We appreciate that the view of those is going to be pretty good too.
Fairview's won the top.
Fairview's going to do something that most schools don't do on any level anymore. They won the toss and they want the ball.
Well, when you're averaging 50 points a game, I think that's that's appropriate, isn't it?
Captains for the Knights, they went out there, was number 2 Rutgers, number 26 Veith, number 52 Pulte, and number, trying to find my last ones, he went away. That was 62. Guys got away from me a little quicker when the officials got out of the way. We'll catch that up. But a good night here. Across the way, we got a few dozen Fairview Knights fans that have made their trek up I-25. For those of you who are tuning in, thanks for watching PSD Athletics on YouTube TV. Still people making their way in here tonight.
Well, it's a shame it's a little dreary because it will unfortunately hold a little bit of the crowd back, but make sure you tell your friends and family they can catch you right here on YouTube on PSD Athletics. And we will have the national anthem now performed by the Fort Collins Pep Band. Nice looking audience here tonight.
Yeah, the west side here, the families and friends are filling in nicely. Even down below us is spilling over to that. The student section's filling up again too. Big night here for Collins. You have to think that they've had a good season to start, but you measure yourself here in Northern Colorado generally by Fairview.
Yes, you do.
For a while.
Many a memorable game and player come up here from Boulder and against our team, memorable guys, but Fairview certainly has had their quota, I guess you would say, of memorable players, quarterbacks, receivers.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's a Coach McCartney and his offense. He's been there quite a while. They've got a pattern run down. We've seen them in the summer 7-on-7 leagues too. And as I said, when you go ahead and just take the ball when you get the toss, you want to get it going. You want to get it going right now. Twin receivers back for the Knights. Torrey Davis, number 21, and number 2, Sabi Rutgers.
Typically, Fairview does not worry too much about if they can score. It's how much they can score.
Well, that's the attitude, but they've had some great athletes too. We still remember a young man named Kemp came up here, made some of the most fantastic plays I've seen on this field, and had a good career at Michigan.
A couple of quarterbacks that have had decent careers at either small college or.
A lot of competition out there, but they do it well. So the Lampkins will be kicking off as we get our score set. Scoreboard is good. Line judge hands the ball to the kicker.
So we play 4 12-minute quarters. Colorado High School football. Fort Collins, Fairview. Here's my partner, Mr. David Hoss.
Number 8, Fernando Lopez approaches, puts a foot to leather, sends it towards the south end zone, and will be a touchback, forcing the Knights to go 80 on their first possession.
Another strong leg. We saw one last night from the Pooter's
freshman. Yes, that was another pop right there. Again, don't give up the big plays if you can help it. But right now we come out of the sideline there with Ellison, the junior, number 9. Very big start for the year. He's already thrown for over 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. That's a ratio with the ball in the air a lot that any coach will take. Single setback next to him.
Please reset the clock to 12 minutes. Please reset the clock to 12 minutes. Thank you.
Actually, somebody got their finger on the clock. There was a touchback. There wasn't anything running, so I think the view is obscured of where he got the ball. And we're working on the technology part, and we've got that solved. 1st and 10 now. First play of the night for the Fairview Knights. Elson looks, no pressure. Easy safety valve throw out in the flat. Heads downfield. Nice solid tackle coming up from the secondary.
That was Barry on the catch, and that was a pretty easy 10 yards right there.
Yeah, it was. Finn O'Mara makes a tackle, like I said, after about 11-yard pickup. And as I said, Ellison had no pressure. You could tell he's got command of his offense. He's looking around, took his time, knew everybody else covered, and he had the safety valve, knew right where to throw it. That was a Saturday decision made on the first play of the game by the Fairview quarterback. Three down linemen, 8 in the back. Roll left side, pressure up the middle. Ellison's got room to run, goes around the right side, takes off, scampers past a couple tackles and down near midfield. Just a smart runner there, Randy. I think he knew he had room to go and took it, didn't he?
Well, you know what I loved is that blocker out in front of him on the other side. There wasn't nobody coming around to get him, was there? You was going to have to definitely go through him, and he didn't even. Sadly for Fort Collins, he didn't have to even block anybody because nobody was over there.
Yeah, good play right now. Right now, Collins is looking at they got 2 high safeties. They've only got 3 down linemen, so they're basically saying we're going to try to make plays in front of us. And so far, that on 2 plays, that's not worked. A little delay at the outside. Step by a couple of tacklers, gain of about 5.
Number 4, Barry. With the ball tackled by number 52, Truett Booth.
Barry, the carrier there, looked like he was almost had right away, but just kind of jump switched, got around, and still picked up almost a strong 5 yards. And you just, when you have a chance to get somebody for no gain with this offense, you just can't miss them, can you?
Well, sometimes Fairview is almost an homage to the run game. We're going to run a couple of times to.
And then as soon as you say that, they go back under center and they're double wing. And it's toss right. Got a jersey, but he's still spinning away from that. Going to gain maybe a yard or 2. And for those that are not familiar with this is what they've done for years. They will throw around, and then they're going to the tight bunch, and all of a sudden your defense has got to say, I've got other disciplines. I need to get up on the line. We need to have a chance to get people, into that run stuffing mode. You could be prepped on it, but you don't have any chance to say when it's going to happen. 3rd and 3 now for the Knights. Toss right again. Going to the edge, got the corner upended. Still in bounds, according to the referee, definitely short of the first down yardage. Finn O'Mara on the tackle over there. Torrey Davis, again the carrier. Davis, about his 40th carry for the year. He's had 12 touchdowns, Randy, so he's very dangerous with that ball. 400 yards total rushing, too. Big chance here for the Lambkins defense to get off the field. Fairview stays in the bunch formation, double wing, fullback right behind the quarterback under center. Little try to draw them off sides on the short motion, didn't work. Still going back into count. Same play again, toss right, gets the edge, pops through, and he's going to be gone down the sideline. Can they catch him? Davis inside the 20 and 15, and will be marked out inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. And we so often see that, Randy, when you have an edge made and everybody's playing bunch up within 5 yards line of scrimmage. Davis made one cut and accelerated and just got knocked out of bounds before he was in the end zone. 1st and goal, Knights.
Yeah, you come up, and if you don't hit him, behind or something,
you've got to get a hat on him.
He's got to be gone.
Well, and you have to play your technique. You can't go chasing. Basically, student body. This time, student body left, cuts it right back underneath. Gain of a couple, still short of the goal.
Hand off to number 2, Rutgers. Tackled by Souders and Stinger.
Souders on the tackle of Rutgers, the ball carrier. And if you look at this formation too, again, all the linemen are heel to heel. You have very little chance for penetration. So it's got to be pad level and push if you're the defensive line. Now they get 2 guys in motion. That's going to cost him 5 yards. He's going to make the edge, but not going to count.
Touchdown, Knights. Flag on the play.
So that will be a illegal shift. 2 men in motion at the same time. It'll turn into 2nd and about 7 and goal to go.
Illegal shift, 2-minute motion, 5-yard penalty.
I think you just said that.
Well, when everybody is between the hash marks, it's pretty easy to pick out what went wrong. It doesn't somebody, the receiver outside the numbers.
2nd down, Lampkins.
You can't be hardly any humanly closer than this formation gets. Still again the bunch formation, double wing, whatever you want to call it. Lampkins almost at a 7-2. Davis run to the right side, tries to get to the edge, get forced out, maybe gain a yard. Great pursuit angles that time by Collins. You can tell, Randy, defensively, their scheme is they're ready for that. They've got guys in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage that are going to be able to run in pursuit angles. You just can't miss, can you?
No, you can't. And
well, I'm waiting for a little inside reverse because we've seen this before. They turn around, fake that pitch, and then the offside, you fake the pitch going right, and the wingback from the left comes back around. As soon as you start chasing, that's what this formation will do to you. Big 3rd down play. Toss left. Still penetration coming forward. He's not going unless he can beat his way around. He's going to do it. Reverses field, Randy, completely. Oh, that surprised that one. That was called after the play. Offensive lineman for Fairview took a guy to the ground and kept going well after the whistle. I'm not sure it's going to be, though, it will affect the play. I think it's going to be a personal foul after the touchdown, which ends the play. That's the only conversation we're having right now is when did it occur in the eyes of the officials. But it's an easy one to see.
referee will have the call here.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
Yep.
After the play, personal foul, 52 of the offense, unnecessary roughness.
Touchdown by Sammy Rutgers is good.
And the
You could
reason
see
that
that place. You could see that play setting up. You had
Oh, yeah.
everybody on the right side.
they had great penetration, and you're not going to run. The opposite end needs to stay home, but it's so hard to do. And his student body left, and he's chasing, but he got underneath, and everybody spilled underneath, and they able to go through that. So here's the full wide set, just guards around the center. Quick throw outside, and just a step up inside, and 2-point conversion,
2-point conversion is good.
which we've seen Fairview do it for a while.
Ryan Rutherford.
But you got wideouts on both sides. The guards there just in the center to protect the quarterback to have a chance to basically turn and throw. We've also seen that, though, when you start spreading out, the quarterback's got a chance to run. And when you don't see things very often, that could be a difference.
See the cheer squad there here from French Field. A little kind of a chilly night. Spitting rain, I believe.
I'd like to see that for the Lambkins. Caden Souders, number 32. He's up and going. I mean, tough football player, but he is really limping, and he just set it down when he got across the sideline there.
Well, I think the thing as we were watching that play develop on the touchdown is, if you don't get him, when you got all 11 guys over there, if you don't get him,
Yeah.
there's no one else over there to
Basically, all 22 players were near the left hash, and he got bounced backwards, spinning away from a tackle, and it's like the no good play, but then Rutgers' speed was easy to get back because all the Lambkins had come around to their right side, the left side of the offensive line.
The 15-yard penalty, personal foul, is reinforced on the kickoff.
So that penalty is assessed on the kickoff, which should give Fort Collins
Pretty good field position,
Yeah.
you'd think.
So we'll see how Fort Collins is able to answer here. They've got a formidable offense as well.
Yep.
Took about 5 minutes off the clock on that drive. So
Yeah. Driving low kick. Could take a hard bounce, lays up in the air, takes a little time, field at the 15. Right along the hash, moving his way through there, picking his way up, out past the 40. Pile still moving. Going to be down about the 43-yard line. So Jaden Smith does give the Lambkins pretty good position to start their first drive of the night. As you said, after 5 minutes on the field, Fairview came out in the wide formation, then after 3 or 4 downs, went straight bunch formation down the field after that because it worked.
There's a view of Jaden Smith there before we get a first down for the Lampkins.
4 down lineman from Fairview. You see the right end was offsides because he was well over the top. Throw a little slot inside. Not really sure what that play was supposed to be. Because on the start, Cranford's pass, but Campaign was well over behind the line of scrimmage, almost like he was going to be a decoy to try to influence the cornerback to come out there, but the ball didn't get to the receiver quick enough to really make any play there. So basically one defender was able to play 2. Cranford gives straight up the middle. Busts the outside, he's got room down the sideline. It's a foot race to the edge, inside the 40, down to the 35. A gain of nearly 20 yards on that second down play for the Lampkins running back.
That's Jack McKeon, senior running back.
McKeon having a good year too, over 116 carries for 878 yards right there. That tacks him up to about 840. And a quick, McKeon on a quick up and down there.
Tackled by number 23, Gagliano.
Say also McKeon with 11 touchdowns on the year. Cranford back to the look, throws it right flat, got a man open. Steps aside a couple tackles, still going forward. Fairview rallies to the ball and throws it back, but not after about a 10-yard gain. So Randy, here in the early going, the offensive prowess of both teams is not surprised. Quick hurry-up offense. Cranford's all by himself. The flat has a man down, a little high.
Well, he's fortunate he didn't get a pick there because there's a whole lot of red down there.
He was behind him too, and he started floating to his side, makes that throw tougher. I think if he'd have accelerated, because he's got good speed, if he'd have beaten that defender around the corner, at least to turn his shoulders forward, he had yards to go, but he could have put more into that ball and had it drop down. Tough pass rolling to your left when your shoulders aren't square to the line of scrimmage or even close. 2nd and 10 now. Straight up the middle. Hammering downfield, inside the 10, down to about the 6.
Boy, he's a hard runner. It's the first time I've seen him this year. He's a hard runner.
Well, and nice job up front by the big guys for the Lampkins as they're on the ball right again. Fairview's having to hustle to get onside. They're not in position. Give the ball straight up the middle, bounce around, just finding his way. Not much of a gain there, but they're keeping the pace.
Yeah, that's like a fast break, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if you can get the defenders where you maybe did get a call, you're not running your position, you get out of the gap, and then all of a sudden there's that big hole. That's a nice job that time by the Knights in their recovery. Stacked them up in the middle, still 2nd and goal from the 7. Fake the toss, Cranford steps up the middle, nowhere to go. It's going to be swallowed up. I think when the toss goes up there, that brings so much attention forward. His better route, Randy, would have been to the outside.
By number 31, Pacheco.
So Pacheco on the tackle for the Knights.
3rd down.
This is a big 3rd down here. You need to get closer, get in, because you lost a couple yards there. I don't know if you take 3, because can you keep up?
Well, that's the thing is, yeah, I think field goals would be a hindrance to your ability to win.
Yeah, you don't win with 3s when they're scoring 6. Straight up the middle, McKeon bangs into the defender.
Oh, boy, he just knocked him over. Wow.
Great job up the middle. Another cross block by the offensive line for the Lampkins. And McKeon was untouched till he met the safety. He had a full head of steam, and that safety came up and did as well as he could, but you're not going to stop when somebody with that much desire is going at you. Bounced off of him into the end zone, 6 points for the answer touchdown. And they're also going to go for 2. Motion, roll out right, trying to flood the area. Got a man wide open. 2-point conversion, good. Preston Moser adds to his total catches for the year with a 2-point conversion. We're tied at 8. So the Lampkins answer the initial score and drive by the Knights. Randy, we've got a football game here at French Field.
If you recognize that last name, his brother was one of the top recruits in Colorado last year, Marcus. And but Moser decided to go to Fort Collins and not Fossil Ridge. So I read a story about that.
Yep.
His little brother.
Earning his own stripes there. Nice grab and Nice throw by Cranford, too. Basically, just a quick rollout where they flooded the zone there, and as you might expect in most of those plays like that, there's a little rub. The offense calls it, the defense calls it a pick. But executed well and not wrong, obviously, because there was no call need to be made. Resulted in the 2-point try as good. Low driving kick. This one's going to be taken, fumbled inside the 5-yard line. Picked up and wrapped up inside the 20. Nice job downfield on the coverage team by the Lampkins.
Well, the one thing looking down here, Fort Collins has plenty of seniors, and you can kind of see already how they're playing. You know, they've had an interesting last 4 or 5 years. They went back down to 4A and then came back to 5A, and now they're back to 5A, which they had been for years and years.
Oh, yeah.
And looks like
the school settlement student counts we've had here in northern Colorado, specifically Fort Collins. But, yeah, Stanger on the tackle there. Good open field tackle.
Hey.
Pass complete right over the middle. Inside the hash. Just a good throw and catch.
Alvin's pass is complete to number 2, Rutgers. Tackled by Fernando Lopez.
So gain of about 13, maybe 14 on that pass and catch. Just a quick slant. And after you get used to playing the bunch formation, you know, the double wing, now they're back out in 4 wide. Fullback up there, give. A little delay up the middle. Just a trap inside, but nice job by the line staying home there for the Lampkins.
Gain of 1. Tackled by Tuapu.
They'll move the sticks, but just barely.
we're not going to stop them a bunch of times, but there's going to be some key stops in this game that's going to be the difference between winning and losing. And
who gets the first one, and can you take advantage of it? You're exactly right. The clock is running. We're under 3:10 to play here in this first. You know, a lot of catches that keep the clock moving. Even though they're first down, as soon as they set that pole again, it is a started clock. Man defense across the board, gives straight up the middle, breaks the outside, room to go. First down yardage and some. Makes the outside 50, 40, into the 5, 30, and be taken down about the 26-yard line. What a burst, Randy.
Hard to tell whether that was some sloppy tackling or good running right there, but either way, he got a large.
Yeah, he took off and really showed some acceleration. Barry on the carry there, he was off to the races, and it showed some good instinctive cut to the outside, knowing where he's going back against the grain of the defense, and some serious wheels. 2:29 to play. Nelson back to throw, looks up the middle, tries to step. Oh, just a great play. Touchdown, Fairview. Ellison stepped up like he was going to cross the line of scrimmage, had the presence of mind, Randy, stopped, and let his Barry again. Just kept going down the sideline as he's supposed to do, and he just lobbed over the top of the defender, had no chance of catching him. Easy touchdown pitch and catch for the Knights.
Well, the quarterback saw that the receiver's head, or the defender's head was turned, and you can't see the ball if you're not looking at it, huh?
Well, and that's one of the issues. It's hard when you're playing man-to-man defense. You're going to have backs to the quarterback when you're chasing somebody around, so you will not have the chance to see if that ball's released and no over-the-top help from a safety generally. Two portion going to the corner, and I can say again, they call it the rub, they call it the pick, they call it 2 points. Good throw and catch, well executed. Ellison threw right to the corner for his receiver, and it was just
we had a great line on that, and he threw it to a place. He did not really throw it to a.
Well, that's a great accurate throw. Timing was there. Receiver got to the spot, and when you already know where the ball's going, you can make that defensive back have to guess even harder. So quickly, to answer the touchdown from Collins, Fairview marches right back down the field, couple long runs, and then a smart pitch and catch from quarterback Ellison to his running back, who did basically a wheel route and took it in the end zone, and another 2-point conversion is good. So as we said, folks, don't leave. Don't go get the popcorn. Let somebody bring it to you. You're going to miss something big.
Well, and so far neither defense is really has really had any answers. So
Yeah, two stops in a row has not been the thing for either one of them yet. Power running through the middle by the Lampkins and the outside speed by the Knights on the ground. Good throws from both quarterbacks as expected. High driving kick, and that will be a touchback. So Fairview will make the Lampkins travel 80 to try to match their score. And with 2:20 left in the first quarter, I wouldn't doubt that it could happen. So Lampkins on the ball. Kean back to the left, 4 wide. Kean set to the left of Cranford. And just got a free 5. Like I said it last night, it's one of those rules I don't really like in high school. There was no contact made, not trying to dry the offense off, but he did break the neutral zone.
Encroachment on the defense, lined up offside, number 5. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Offsides brings up 1st and 5.
So after the 5 are reset, 1st and 5 now for the Lampkins. Trips right side, Gibb McKeon straight up the middle, just following the fullback. He breaks out in the open, pulling away from tackles. Finally, Fairview gets enough bodies on him to bring him down. Running hard tonight between the tackles.
Well, I'm telling you, if you're a young running back and you want to watch him, watch how he keeps his legs going and he's high stepping.
Yep.
And
well, he went the left side this time, round one, shakes a tackler, gets down, knocked out of bounds at about the 42. Another quick 6 yards.
Brings up 2nd down.
And they're going right back. They're running right back to the line. They're trying to see if Fairview will get there quick enough. They still got guys walking into position. Defensive lineman standing up. Cranford steps out, going to throw. Nicely broken up, and that was
probably should be a
going
penalty.
to be. I'm very surprised that wasn't flagged, especially on the Lampkin sideline. Broken up the pass.
2nd down.
I think he's getting the warning right now from the referee. Yeah, he did.
Nice of the official to give him a warning.
Yep. I think the side judge might have been looking at the ball and everything coming towards him. Not the worst I've seen by far, but what you see called often. McKeon up the middle, powering forward, but 3rd down. Going to be a gain of just a couple.
Hand off to McKeon. For gain of 2, brings up 4th down.
And right now, the Lampkins are saying, you know what, we're staying out here. 4th and 5. Might be the time for that quick kick. Fairview showing pressure. This could be a ruse to see if we can get a free 5. And it's going to be a timeout taken by the Lampkins as they'll talk about it more. Probably see the punt team come out. But when they do, we'll be back with this commercial.
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus & Shanker. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus & Shanker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus & Shanker, our passion is justice.
We'll see Coach Yem there after the timeout talking to his players. They did decide to go ahead and punt the ball. I think that was just to try to see if they could get a free 5 and draw the Knights offside. They didn't bite. Get to kick it back to a dangerous return man and an offense that hasn't been stopped. Good snap, big rush. Nice punt. Ball turns end over end, received at about the 22-yard line. Davis stepping around tackles, but wrapped up at about the 28.
Great coverage.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing they did there, you got an athlete like Davis there. They did not let him really get ahead of steam up. They all broke down and got a low center of gravity, and he had nowhere really to go. So good punt coverage, but still have not found a way to slow down this Fairview offense.
Well, you know Fairview's going to have great schemes, and You know, we've seen a few plays here where really it was almost more about the schemes than the athleticism.
Yeah, you run it and you run it well. That does make a difference. Asher Allen on the fake there. Ellison looks, fires down. What a throw. I mean, Ellison's not a big kid. And, you know, or you talk about, you know, you're 6'2", 6'3", strong arm type, but he's got a very live arm. That ball was on a rope.
Tackled by number 5, Kyrie Kincaid, and number 14, Wes Davis.
5'10", 185.
Yeah, that ball came out of his hand on fire. It had a great delivery. Right on the money. Result of that was a first down and a ball moving close to midfield. Still 1:11 to play here in this first quarter. We seem to have a lot to go on in one quarter. Elson looked downfield, got room to run straight up the middle, takes off, slides down smartly, short of the first down.
Well, somebody's got to spy on him because he keeps his head up, and as soon as he sees everybody turn their head to go into coverage.
Well, Jaden Smith, their number 2, came up, and that's one of those things where high school, you've not seen a lot of guys slide. And your defensive back, your half-human missile anyway. And he did a nice job of controlling himself because somebody goes down and you've already started to lay out. That's a tough play, though. Toss left out of the bunch formation. Steps over one. Tackled. He's going to be short. Yeah, they're calling it first down. I thought he popped up in the air, and where he fell down was a little different for the ball possession. Just enough to move the chains. So 1st and 10 Knights on the 40, inside the 47 of Fairview. Ellison quick sideline screen. Davis this side, steps away from one tackle, but not the second. Gets wrapped up. Just a great individual effort coming up that time.
So to think of, if you think that Fairview's only about passing, they've passed for 1,400 yards. They've run for 1,100. So they are a equal opportunity.
So that's the end of the first quarter. It's 16-8. The Fairview Knights leading the Fort Collins Lambkins.
Here's your drink.
See the band performing tonight, the pep band. Great job on the Star Spangled Banner earlier, and see the cheer squad down there. Everybody's having fun at the old ballpark.
Yeah, great crowd on this side of the field. Lambkins representing. Parents have spilled over even the section behind us here, which they try to squeeze just for the band. But a good crowd. Full stand side. People still kind of milling in. Good 70, 80 people across the way, too, from Fairview made their way up to watch their Knights as they start this second quarter, 2nd and 10 after just a short game maybe, but a good title. Ellison steps again, no one in front of him, big gap downfield, takes off to the edge outside the 40, 35, 30, still on his feet, 10, and just steps out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Line judge will mark it.
So
Romero
if I'm
on
looking
the tackle.
Somebody has got to account for him, and right now they're not accounting for
No,
him.
and it's difficult when you're trying to play man with a couple of safety over the top. You're going to have a hard time because your defensive backs are going to turn their back away, and they're not going to see him coming forward. So you're still running away from the line of scrimmage, chasing a receiver downfield, and the quarterback sees that. He took off. He even had a running back blocking for him. Just great play recognition and knowing where he was at as far as that offense goes. Ellison steps up again, no one around. There it is, wide open. Hits him. Just command in the pocket, Randy. Stepped up straight through the pocket, wait for the slant pass to come across the middle. Delivered, touchdown, Fairview. And I like how he holds the ball high, keeps it in position to throw, has a chance, and as soon as he sees his men coming open, didn't even have to throw him open. He was open there, drilled it in.
He's
Great
wide
catch,
open.
too. Yep.
Yeah, Davis is a good-looking athlete.
Yeah, he's made several plays already. Going for 2 again. Rolls right, trying to throw back left, has got the man open, and it is caught.
2-point conversion is good for number 2.
Rutgers on the catch. So basically he came from the right side of the formation. Everybody rolled right, and then he come back underneath, and that's so hard for anybody to chase, especially when you're running through the traffic of the secondary yourself.
Well, and we know that Fairview runs, probably more of a college offense for sure, at least small college. But, I mean, that was you got to stay with your guy the whole way. You think you got him guarded for the first.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I mean, say that just the play call itself, lends itself to be a rough stop if you're the defender. Because you're generally not going to, they're playing man pretty much everywhere they can. There's athletes out there, but that's the most difficult thing to be doing.
Well, the other thing is, when nobody has stopped you yet, the other team hasn't stopped you can go for 2 every time. You start adding up those 2 points, that's 6 points.
Yeah.
So far.
That's an extra touchdown with a missed PAT, almost a factor. 24-8 now, 11:42. Just took a little bit of that quarter to get that score done. Kick will go just to about, it does go into the end zone for the touchback. I thought he was going to try to field that, had the chance, but sometimes a little easier to make sure you've got that chance to return it. Be really sure, but you can let that go in. Like to get that kicker's number. I finally got look at it there. Max Veith, 26, kicking off for the Knights.
See, Fort Collins coaching staff, their biggest challenge right now is they got to keep their players' heads in this and, not look at the scoreboard and do what you've been doing all year, which is they've been dominating offensively as well. So,
well, you've got to keep doing what you're doing. You can't say you're not going to get 16 points in one drive. Cranford, quick throw and catch. Gain about nice 7.
Like to have seen that hit in stride there, and
he kind of settled on the spot, didn't he? Campaign on the reception, but a good grab. I mean, you don't have the time to keep catching up if you don't score some rapidity, but they don't need to score real fast. Put their defense right back out there. They're going to get worn out. 6 on the line.
What I also don't want to see is them go away from the running game. Fairview had no answer for the running game.
Well, see the adjustment that Fairview's made right now. They've gone 4 down linemen, 2 defensive ends, so they got 6 up front with the linebacker there. So they're really loading up, and they're going to put their corners on an island. So we'll see how well that if the Lambkins can exploit that. Those 2 pass plays definitely went outside where there was room to go. But a big 3rd and 3 here. Toss right, McKeon up the middle, powers his way. See the spot near the 30, and the line judge said yes. It's first down yardage for the Lambkins. And as you said, Randy, emotionally, that's a big one. You get to stay on the field a little longer, but also you got to prove you get that rhythm going again. You have a chance to move the ball down the field. Don't have many answers when someone's scoring as much as Fairview does. Quick give, powering forward. Keehan's still going. Watching a Fairview player doing what is so standard now is trying to punch the ball out. There's some fans going a little upset there, but that's part of the game these days. If you're standing up, you better have it covered, because the tackle with the punch is a taut thing, trying to force that fumble.
It's a business plan, isn't it?
Exactly. But a nice gain on first down, about 8 yards. Clock running under 9:35. Cranford looks to his right, going to take it downfield. He's got the edge. Ball's in the air. It was caught, but they're going to call it out of bounds. Nope, he's just wide on it.
Cranford's pass to number 85. Preston Moser falls in.
Moser on the
out of bounds.
other end of it did not connect.
It's a heck of a catch. But
I thought he had. I couldn't tell if he was in bounds or not, but
you only need 1 foot in high school,
Yep.
so
it was close. Lampkin's coming real quickly to a power formation. Still, again, you see you got the 5 down linemen for the Knights and the 2 linebackers right up inside the tackles. Give right side McKeon, first down yardage, and some more. Took a pop, but not after he passed that marker.
Number 3, Tech McKeon, running behind number 55, Porter Park.
Credit for Porter Park there, number 55, the senior, on a big block. Also out there, Dane Larson, 66. 65 is Derek Dumas. Try to get the rest of those left linemen as they come through there too. Give left side straight ahead. McKeon just fighting for yards. Full contact up there every time. Picked up 4 on first down.
McKeon has carried the ball 116 times so far this year. Like you said, 828 yards. He's averaging 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's probably got 10 carries already tonight. Give this time McKeon out in the open. Got room to run downfield. Good block. First down yardage and some. Boy, what a nice job downfield bringing by number 5, Kyrie Kincaid. Out in the open there. He gave the chance for McKeon to have the extra 5 yards. Cranford to throw. Quick hurry up. And not secured, going out of bounds just before he tried to put it away. Joseph Rattazzi. Rattazzi, I guess I should correct that. Had the ball, just didn't get it secured before he went out of bounds. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It was really the equivalent of a run.
Yep.
Would have been a short gain.
Truett Booth, right tackle, 52, as I try to add everybody up there for the Lampkins. Oh, Cranford got it out of his hands quickly.
Very fortunate that didn't go back the other way.
Pounced up in the area. Campaign had it, but just a little high and quick. And had a little sauce on it, too. Got to catch those whenever you can around 3rd and 10. I mean, it was a tough play, but we've seen Campaign make those. Certainly probably 4 down territory as you look at the way this game's unfolding. McKeon in motion, a little flare pass to him. He's going to throw. He's got a man open downfield, but the ball came out of his hand. And the advantage for the receiver there on an underthrown ball is that the defensive back doesn't know the timing. The ball really fluttered and came down. You can tell the ball kind of slipped as he threw it. And there was a little bit of hand-to-hand, so it's going to be a first down on the penalty of pass interference by Fairview.
It's one of those ones that if you slow the way down, all that, you don't know. Probably looked worse than it was, but either way.
Yeah. You can't get
15 yards or 10 or however many.
You can get the 10 for the line of scrimmage in high school. Actually, it is a 15-yard, 15-yard, but automatic first down from the line.
Fairview's really happy about that call, too.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the ball just hung up there, and the defensive back, that's a hard thing to do, to wait, and you see the receiver looking up, and you generally see the receiver extend their hands. They will grab. So a break there on the penalty converts 1st and 10, 25-yard line. Cranford looks to throw, got a man open the outside here. Rattazzi spins away for a couple tackles. Gets popped. Forward progress was stopped, and he's down.
2nd down.
Definitely already some chippiness down there in the.
I was going to say that's started early and it's continued. Quick snap, key in left side, straight up the middle, following the blockers. Hit, wrapped up, gets inside the 15. He wanted to keep going. He was saying he never had anything on his body down. He was sitting on top of the tackler, who is going to be a little slow to get up, Randy. He took a pretty good shot. So we're going to have a timeout here while Fairview will come out and check and make sure their player is okay. We'll take a timeout and be right back.
Let's go! Let's go!
We're back here. Fort Collins 1st and 10 after the penalty and an injury. Young man made it off okay.
Yep, Keller was took a good shot, but got up under his own locomotion. 7:35 to play here in this first half. Fake to give. Cranford steps up, got room to run at the middle. 5-yard line, dives down to the 2. Great play recognition. He had that edge. The Fairview Knight contained man took a little wide because he's anticipated that wide throw against Racine. And all of a sudden, Cranford took it up and just got stopped short of the goal line.
And that's a good senior play for you.
Exactly right. So a timeout's going to be taken by Fairview. 7:22 left, 24-8. They lead. Fort Collins knocking goal to go.
Timeout called by the Knights.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Back. Timeout there, and Fairview was not quite ready defensively. Is great play by the Lampkins quarterback, given the equivalent of a head fake, but was doing the pass fake and almost scored.
So 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Lampkins slowly come out this time. Now they're going to quickly come to the line of scrimmage. Offset I formation. McKeon right side give, following the fullback touchdown. Great drive up front.
They were hanging on that time, weren't they?
Yeah, they really were. McKeon again, that pad levels you talked about, Randy. Knees and shoulder pads is all you see when you're coming up to tackle him. Tough runner, tough touchdown, good answer. Now I assume they're going to go for 2 as the pace dictates in this game. 7:18 here in the first half.
You've got contracting running styles. You've got speed.
Yeah, the slasher type with Davis.
Yeah, and then you got a power runner.
Yeah, the power with the burst.
speed.
Yep. Yeah, what a great night if you're an offensive player. Tough nights on the defense for sure. Wildcat. McKeon on the reception. And just faked out the entire defense for the
tackle eligible, I think, is what they call
basically
it.
just stepped up there, took a step forward, and then let the defenders come to him and just threw it over the top. Easy 2-point conversion. Great play call. 24-16 now. Can the Lampkins get a stop?
Yeah, that's going to be the key all night, is who can get the most stops, because which typically it is, but in this case, it's literal.
Yeah, very much the way that this game has got us set up.
Or a turnover, if.
Well, both quarterbacks right now are playing at a very high level. I've not seen the throw that would even warrant you think about that. There's a couple balls that skipped out on the receivers of the Lampkins.
Cranfield's got 2 and Ellison has 3, so 5 picks between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's good quarterbacking.
Yeah, 6 games into the year when could have been an errant throw, but it could have been a ball that just got popped up in the air, tipped, and caught. 7:18 left here in this half. Short pooch kick going down about the 30, and did go out of bounds, so that will be the ball at the 35.
I'll tell you what.
I don't mind the risk there if you're the Lampkins.
If that had stayed in bounds, the Lampkin had a decent
he had a good
chance
look
to
at
touch it at least.
Yeah, the Fairview player was I think you could tell it was going, but it would have been a one-on-one match, and they had more people on that side. Just probably about 2 yards too far.
Well, it's going to take, especially Fort Collins, because they're going to have to take some chances probably throughout this game to make a big play.
And actually, it's where the ball went out of bounds. I thought it was just automatically 35, so it was beyond that. So it's marked off where it went out of bounds 5 yards plus that means 1st and 10, Fairview at their own 38.
Kind of a risk-reward play there.
Like I said, I have no problem with that kind of call. They were very close to getting a chance to pull that off. Give right up the middle, around the edge, still making some people miss. Looks like probably a 10-yard gain on 1st down there by Barry.
Number 4, Barry, up the middle.
Well, you got to give credit to Fairview's offensive line because he's just gliding through there. He's not even getting close to full speed running, and he's just picking his holes, and there's holes to pick.
Yeah, because again, where Fairview's gone to 5 defensive linemen, Fort Collins still staying with 3, bringing the linebackers up, but they're still playing a high safety. Means you've got less players in the box to defend the run. Elson back throws quick, caught. But nice job on a come-up tackle by the defender.
Here's the other pressure Fairview puts on you. They're going to go 4 downs every time. You know, unless it's over 10 yards, they're probably not going to punt. So you've got to defend 4 plays.
Just a smart, secure tackle that time by Lopez. Gained maybe a yard and a half.
But this would be a nice one to get a stop on.
Bringing pressure this time. Elson looks downfield, fires a man over the middle, and actually, I don't think Davis saw it coming, and I think he also knew that he was in harm's way. As you say, business decisions, live to do it again. He kind of got thrown into the far safety there. So a very big 3rd down play, as you said, Randy. Here, it's like if you could go get a stop and keep it, make it 3rd and 7 or more. Find out if Fairview actually does punt. The crowd realizes it. Big noise coming from this side. Play still being changed from the line of scrimmage from the sideline. Long count. Elson, just a quarterback run design. Steps away from one man. Got the edge. 1st down yardage inside the 40. Just a smart play. I think they realize again, Randy, if you say you got the 3-man front, and they've got a hot call for that, I'm sure. That's a pretty easy play to call. Not going to change the receivers at all, just going to change the line blocking. And he just made it look effortless, didn't he?
Well, I was going to say, it didn't look like anybody really wanted to hit him very hard either. They were kind of playing.
Pretty smart. Stays back from it. Like say if your initial give that time, Barry's going to be wrapped up. That time maybe a yard at most. But you say when your linebackers are having to take off and drop into coverage so quick, that's the other side of it. If you overplay something, you're going to give up something. And at that short run, and the quarterback run tonight has been very successful when he's chosen to do so.
Yeah, he's got at least 80 yards probably already running.
5:15 left here in this half, 24-16. Scoring matchup that we kind of anticipated. Long count. Pressure coming from the Lampkins, trying to get in the middle. Elson fires down the side, going to loft it up for a receiver. Caught, touchdown. Basically a 50-50 ball to Davis. He had the best beat on it, and it was just a good ball to get on there. Let your receiver, let your athlete go up, make a play, and he did just that.
And he's made some plays up here for a couple of years.
Yep. 2 defenders there. You can argue again, like I say, it's like you're throwing into a bit of a crowd, but when you've got somebody you can rely on to go up and get the ball like that, it's like I say, it's better than probably 50-50, and it ended up at 6 points. And nice job by the line and the running backs picking up the pressure brought. Elson had plenty of time there to deliver the long pass. Corner fade pattern for the 2 is caught and good. Again, just throwing it to a spot. So hard to cover.
Shot by number 19, Ryan Rutherford.
Rutherford on the reception.
Plug and play, huh? Just another receiver out there. And
yeah. Well, like I say, they've got the finesse part of the game down, but do play the physical part pretty well too.
So 32-16. We have another game across town, Rocky Mountain and Fossil Ridge. I don't know if we have a So 14-7, Rocky Mountain ahead of Fossil Ridge. Fossil Ridge still looking for their first win.
Pooter got off the schneid last night. We'll see if the Sabercats can too. We got to do that game right here at French Field. Pooter and Paulus. Randy had just a good overall showing and had that chance to go after a team that come in 3-3. But I think Pooter showed that when they got going, they had some confidence. They made a lot of plays and a good win for them to get back on track and try to finish that season improving as Coach Tonkin and his staff would like to do. Even though we got a little under 5 minutes left here to play in this half, we will talk with Chris Abshire from the Colorado and talk about a little Northern Colorado football and sports all around. We see Veith lining up to kick again. And that one's going to be driven deep. And a touchback again. No chance for a return there. So it'll be first and 10 at the 20. Right now we'll see if the Lambkins can match the intensity. It's just a constant pressure put on your defense, and then you come back on offense, and you know, Randy, as you said before, you can't miss a situation as successful as that offense being. We saw Ellison, just a maestro out there. He has thrown the ball in so many different spots and thrown it well.
Well, there's good regular offense, which Fort Collins is not doing too bad right now. I mean, they're on pace for a 30-40 point game, and then there's Fairview offense.
A little more hyper.
That is
next level for sure.
Different level.
So McKeon set next to Cranford. Campaign in motion around the top. McKeon straight up the middle. And as much as you'd like to get all those points back in just one drive, you can't do that. And I think, as you said before, Randy, it's very important that the Lambkins keep running the ball and then hope for that mistake or that play that stopped by their defense. But a good job by the front that time for the Knights. Barely a yard gained. I think if you're Fort Collins right now, too, you would probably like to run out the clock. If you don't score, you don't want to give the ball back to that offense. Snap, give. McKeon right side, bursts up the middle, steps away for safety. It's going to be a foot race. He could take it 80 yards, Randy. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Lambkins. Jack McKeon busts through the middle. Great job again. That has been the go-to play where we've seen the acceleration through the hole. But boy, I tell you what, he showed speed. He outran the entire secondary who saw him going, but didn't have the angle or the time to catch up with the big fella.
Boy, he ran the focus right off that camera, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I see the way this, you look up at the big screen, folks, here, everything's got the shake because everybody's standing up and bouncing if you're a Lambkins fan. Nice job, home team fans. Now we'd like to ask you to stop that.
I don't know if that's what that is, but great camera work there. Was able to stay with McKeon on that run.
It was nice job, Mike, because he took off like a flash and he dropped into that third gear pretty quick. Cranford rolling out. Got to fire to the end zone, kind of up in the crowd, and knocked away. Nice play by the defender for the Knights. So that try is unsuccessful. Leaves it 32-22 with 4:09 left in the first half.
22, 4:09 to go in the second.
So the good news is you just had a big play and scored.
The bad news is
you get to kick it back to Fairview. And your defense, which is some of your offensive guys too, didn't get much of a chance to relax.
Yep, me run.
I'm either gonna have to kill the feed real quick or kill the camera, to see if it'll reset itself.
I'll go to a couple of commercials, and you can.
Got a little bit of technical difficulties here, so we're going to be back after we get that solved, folks. We don't interrupt the camera.
We're going to have to run a couple of commercials here and probably restart the camera. I don't know what happened there, but we'll be back.
Exciting
after
crowd.
A couple of messages.
I'm
here.
Kyle Backus of Backus and Shanker. The The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus and Schenker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus and Schenker, our passion is justice.
And we're back. Our camera got the shakes, but we're all good now, David.
Well, we had quite the exciting crowd shaking the entire West Stadium here, so things can happen. Something got loose. Mike quickly got it fixed. Thanks for that. Give it the middle to Barry, but he's going to be wrapped up. Nice solid tackle.
You know the thing about it, and we've talked about this, you can stop one of these things at Fairview on one play, but they got 4 other things the next play.
Doing it 3 times in a row is the trick. Great tackle, though, that time. Holden Obi just got Irby, came up and wrapped up and didn't let go, drove his legs. That's the way you line it up in the defensive drills. 3:28 and counting. Loss of 1 on the play. Drive coming in there. Nelson looking around, stepping upfield, got the spy coming, lays it over the top and misses his receiver. He threw it to a place where nobody else had a chance. Maybe receiver, that would have been a tough one to get to, but as misses go, I think that was a pretty good one. He didn't put the ball at risk, did he?
Yes, and that it looked like it's the first time they kind of had a scout on him. They kind of made him stop.
Irby started floating back the line of scrimmage and said, no, I'm not running away. I'm not going to drop into deep hook. Trying to take that under pattern away. Unfortunately, you have to rely on coverage downfield, and somebody has to be able to stay with him. The near side linebacker, whichever way he goes, has got to stay near the line of scrimmage. So timeout taken as time was running out on that play clock for the Knights. 3:16 left in the half. We'll be right back.
Let's go! Let's go!
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus and Schenker. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus and Schenker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222.
There you go.
Back here now, 3rd and 11 after the timeout. Knights, big play here downfield. Can they get a stop? And actually, we're going to have procedure. That's what will drive coaches nuts, Randy. When you take a timeout and you come back out and you have a setup problem, and the play doesn't even get a chance to run. So the false start will move it back to about 3rd and 16. That's a reason to get everybody on this side excited, but you still got to make the stop and force a punt. Ellison back throw, looking downfield, steps up, fires one short, caught underneath. What a great catch. Again, spinning around, and I'll tell you what, any way you get the ball to Davis, anywhere on the field is a good idea. He spent more time on the outside now, letting Barry do the ball carrying because he's such a big target. He goes up and takes the ball away, and I'm going to take some of the Fairview fans back a few years, but there was a receiver, Bell, that was all-everything type of athlete for Fairview, came up here and tore up a game. Can't remember who it was against, but ended up having a good career at Nebraska as receiver. It was Kenny Bell, I believe it was, and then he went to the NFL for a couple of years. Solid tackle, but a lean forward, gets a yard or so. 2:34 and clock running. Still 1 timeout left for Fairview.
If I'm not mistaken, Davis has been doing this for about 3 years. I think came out in his sophomore year. I think we've been watching him at least 2 years. But
well, like I say, he takes the ball and goes and grabs the ball out of the air instead of letting the ball come to him, and he's ready to make a move when he's doing it. So 2nd and 9 after the big pickup on that 3rd down after the penalty. 2 minutes left. Ellison looks, takes off downfield, steps, fires, open again. Davis in the middle. I kind of like to think after a while you can't let him drift from zone to zone because that's what he's doing, Randy, right now. And
he's just going out and landing and just.
Well, and Ellison just waits till he clears one linebacker and throws it between them, and they've got such a good connection. And there's another 16, 17 yards. It's just he needs to be followed, and it's easier said than done by far. As the clock keeps moving, as the Lampkins like to have it moving faster, the substitute lineman gets somebody in. Fake to give. Ellison pulls away, going out there. We're going to have he's still dancing around. We're going to have a holding call in the backfield.
Number 9 keeps.
Davis has 32 catches for 661 so far this year, so 8 touchdowns. And he may already have a honey today.
I very much think so. His total offense for sure is. So after the penalty, it looks like the mark-off would be from about the 26, 27.
He's averaging 20 yards per reception, too. So,
Well, Colton Ott, who was I talking about before, is going to be, he's got all the lookings of a big left tackle as you want, 6'4", 305 pounds, but he's just a sophomore. Got called for the hold that time, but I think we're going to watch his development for the next few years. So the good news for the Lampkins, they got to move that ball back 15 yards. There are 10 yards, from the spot foul. But the bad news is it stopped the clock. 1:26 to play.
And the bad news is also it doesn't seem like whatever the yardage is, it really matters that much.
Yeah, and the Lampkins, I think right now, they just want to kind of get ready here. They took a timeout. 1:26 left here in the half. 32-22, Fairview's leading. Said we'll talk to Chris Abshire here at halftime, catch up on Rocky Mountain and Fossil Ridge as they're playing across the interstate at the Timnath Middle High Field, or District Field I should call it now. I keep getting the tape updated. But right now, Randy, if you're the Lampkins defense, you've got the clocks on your side, but as we've seen those big yardage numbers come back from Fairview, you got to keep somebody inbounds, do the things you can do, don't let anybody get behind you, and just, again, Ellison, when he steps up and he's got that clear view downfield, I'd almost like to see if they could bring one more defender up the middle and not give him a chance to step right or left, because the 3-man rush has had a gap there that he's kind of stepped around, and maybe bring that weak side linebacker, let that nose tackle step around the outside and maybe cut down that lane for him to throw and run. Because right now, whatever else you're doing right now is just certainly not working against somebody who's running that offense as well as he has. Snap again. Pressure coming, gets away, stripped. Actually, got caught. Got caught, called down. Great play from behind that time. Truett Booth, the junior lineman from behind, came around there and forced him out, got a leg, got him down as he's still trying to get rid of the ball. But not only was he down, but then the clock kept running. Down to 1:05, under a minute by the time they get the ball snapped.
One of the things you notice about every single one of the Fairview offensive players is you never really get a shot on them.
Yeah, guys do a good job of staying out of harm's way, and smartly so. But Ellison back to throw. Clock running, rolls to his left. Got a lot of room downfield. Spies coming. Ball's high. It's almost picked off. Trying to hit Davis again. That ball had a little bit on the air on him. Davis went through his hands. The safety from the Lampkins behind him had a chance at it. Couldn't secure it. Goes to the ground. Incomplete. Does stop the clock. 3rd down, and it's really not so much the yardage. I'm not sure what the kicker status is for a distance. Strong leg for kickoffs. What they try for a field goal. It probably needs to get at least 10 to make it under 50 yards.
Well, you got to make sure this quarterback doesn't leak out, though. I'm telling you.
Yep.
If you're Fort Collins.
Ellison back to throw. 3-man rush. In the pocket. Steps up. Still looking downfield. Got a man caught down inside the 20. Well short of the first down. Clock's running. got it reset. 34 seconds, and he's going to get the. Oh. That's when the far side gets to call the timeout before the actual stumping, because they snap the ball and put it down. I'm not sure what the judgment's going to be. Did they get the timeout called? They had one left. Fort Collins thinks they got the ball on over because they went ahead and just put it down on the ground and thinking they might have had a first down. They were behind the yard to gain. Fairview's treating it like a timeout. Yep. So they're saying is before the call, which I would be hard to disagree with. The line judge over there was running out before anything else happened. So timeout, 32 seconds left here in the half. Be about a 4th down and 7. As you could guess and expect, the home crowd's not too fond of that.
And to be fair, I wasn't looking at the sideline. I was just looking, but it looked to me like they weren't even set. Was there enough people on the line or all those things?
And it doesn't. But
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. It really doesn't matter. They said the timeout was called before anything happened.
Right.
So they could have been set.
Matter.
They could have been all standing up and dancing. It didn't matter. So the timeout was called. There's only one opinion matters. We've always learned it's the guys in striped shirts. And I do think that was a good call. It's hard to see from over here. We have a good vantage point because the line judge is running in from the far side, and he'd been blowing his whistle. Either way, 4th and 7, they get their chance to stop right now. Big play. 4 rush coming from the Lampkins, little slot over the middle, tipped. Great play on the edge there, just coming underneath. He almost got in the way for the pick there, but I think it was Caden Souders, 32.
Number 6 had a.
Ball was tipped before that.
Yes, it was.
And I thought it was either 22 or 32 underneath, and Omer was on the other end of it. Both were in a great position, but the ball got tipped to start.
22.
So a turnover on downs.
Boy, McKeon's last 80-yard run makes you look differently at this 28 seconds, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It's 22.
Give McKeon again, steps outside. Going to get to the out of bounds. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Smart run by the senior. Lampkin still have a timeout left.
McKeon has just completely obliterated a 1,000-yard year today in this first half.
Well, and you've got to. I mean, that's the performance right now to keep up. And as they said, they're still down 10 or down a touchdown and one actual extra point try that they did not get. Fairview going to 2 high safeties, try to catch it in front of him, give again to McKeon. He steps out again. Randy's got edge time, goes across the 40, and that's going to be a timeout taken right away by the Lampkins. 15 seconds left. Timeout taken. We're going to stay here, so as you look at this, you've got 2 plays. Now, they've ran both of them because they're looking at that prevent defense up front, and it says, and McKeon, if he gets in the second level.
Is that what you're kind of in the back of your mind counting on? He's done this once.
Yeah. He's got the ability to do it again. That's as good a chance
as a long pass.
Well, if you could find a way to, get one downfield, but you still have to cover a lot of distance. The second one either's got to be the long run or the pass takes the end zone, because you'll run out of time. You can't be downed.
Well, here's another play. How about the quarterback fake that he faked and went in for the touchdown earlier in the game?
Yes, when he does a little quick.
Because he's got some wheels as well.
Oh no, we've seen that before. You're right. But Fairview staying on that 2 high safeties, I mean, like I said, that's the way the defense is going to be here. They don't care if they give up 50 yards.
No,
as long as they don't give up 60. So 1st and 10, that's really not the point. Time for maybe 2-3 plays tops. Fake the ball, Cranford rolls to his right. He's got to get rid of it just on timing. Caught and out of bounds. 9 seconds left. Well-run play. And we got a play, 2 flags afterwards, 3 flags afterwards. Wow. Something on the sideline happened.
Somebody got angry over there.
Well, and like I said, it's been a little chippy, but give and get.
Not sure why. Two teams coming in with good records.
Get off the field, coach.
We're going to wait. There's a committee meeting going across the way. Nice job, Mike, on the camera there tonight. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Dave Haas here along with Randy McCoy. Our 14th season bringing you Poudre School District football.
Well, they got a list of infractions, or else it's all one infraction. Everybody just wanted to get in on the party. But
yeah, I assume they're all going to be after the play. And our referee.
We have fouls by both teams. Offense, personal foul, offense number 87, laying out of bounds. After the play, defense number 33, unsportsmanlike. That penalty yardage will offset 33's first UNC qualification.
So the difference between a personal foul and unsportsmanlike conduct, if you get 2 unsportsmanlike conducts in a game, you are done for the night.
And you don't see every day an offensive player get a late hit call.
I was going to kind of let that one go and process for a second,
Well,
because it's
I
like
won't.
it's just is the.
Do you just block? Did you just keep blocking when you?
Well, he caught the
stopped?
ball.
Oh.
So he was the ball carrier.
Oh, okay.
So I think he gave a little as he's going out of bounds. Rolling out here, the long rollout play. This is going to be towards the end if they get it caught and go. What's the line judge going to say? I can't see down there. I think they're calling that incomplete. Yep.
I was going to say lost a second too there, but
So 3 seconds left. This will undoubtedly be the last play from line of scrimmage without a defensive penalty possible. But the old go and go. You got the hook and ladder called.
I'd run it right at the middle. And
and let McKeon see if somebody wants it.
You've got just as much chance of that as.
Yeah. Well.
Or throw it to him out in the middle like the Tyreek Hill play a few years ago where at half.
Yeah. Well, see, looking at right now, Fairview's playing the game where they just want to make sure you catch the ball in front of them. They got 3 linebackers, 15
but
yards deep.
But they haven't wanted any part of tackling, Mr.
I don't know, but who would? Cranford back to throw, steps up, caught. Little give and go, hook and ladder. Got campaigned down the sideline. He can't go out of bounds. He can fight it, and smart job. Pushed out of bounds. Now we've got a penalty. Again, I said, if that's going to be a hit out of bounds, that's going to be another untimed play plus 15 yards.
And there's another, so somebody complained about it. So.
Okay. Well, I think he didn't see the last flag thrown. And there's another flag just got thrown. Maybe he moved it. Okay,
so 2 offensive.
2 personal fouls.
Personal
2
fouls.
plays in a row. So either way, halftime, 32-22, the lead for Fairview over Fort Collins in a wild first half. Not a lot of downtime, full of action. We'll be back in a few minutes here and have a So another foul. We were right. We saw another flag go down. It was another unsportsmanlike conduct on a Fort Collins player. That will be assessed on the halftime kickoff. And they will be receiving the ball, so it'll be a short field kick. But as things go, Randy, what a wild first half. We'll be back. We're going to take the Lampkins band in here, and we will enjoy that halftime and be back in a bit with Chris Abshire from the Coloradoan.
This was what goes up there. We're covered, right?
That's good.
We're covered, right? I'm gonna reset it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. somebody walked by when I was zooming all tight on it.
Let's wait. Let's wait till after this.
Until after the show?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're just going to stand there and play. So.
Yeah. Just give me the heads up. When I pull all the way back now, it you can see the lens. It's weird. But I was zooming in on that shot, and somebody walked right in front of the thing, so it freaked the zoom out.
Guys.
Mustache! Mustache! Yeah, I know, it's going to the stream.
And now we have something for special for you. Don't lose your head. It's the Trombone Chippers.
That's why I said I didn't need
we'd like to thank Junior Music for donating trombone for tonight's trombone.
So there's your Fort Collins pep band. We'll be back right after this message.
Let us work for the win in your case. Backus and Schenker, our passion is justice. I'm Kyle Backus of Backus and Schenker. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus and Schenker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus and Schenker, our passion is justice.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Coming down first.
And we're back here at halftime with Chris Abshire from the Coloradoan talking a little bit about PSD athletics and particularly this game. But this game is pretty much, I think, how we pictured it would be, wouldn't you say?
Points upon points, that's right. I mean, last year these teams combined for 117. It was a total shootout. We expected it this year. Only 54 points at halftime, only.
Yeah.
So we're not even on pace to touch that from last year.
I think the thing that I'm a little surprised at is how chippy both teams seem to be, especially I haven't seen Lampkins play Fairview that much. We've seen Fossil a lot, we've seen Rocky a lot, but we have not seen the Lampkins, or I haven't personally. But I'm a little surprised by that. And at the end there, it seemed like it got a little out of hand where, if both teams aren't able to really control their emotions, that could really there could be a penalty at a bad time of the game.
I think for Fort Collins, especially for Fort Collins, I think they're just in a high-intensity game. They've had 3 blowouts already this year. They're not, it's not every week in and week out they're playing these close games, although that's also not true for Fairview. But I think it's just the intensity of the game. Both teams kind of know what's on the line in this one. Whoever wins is almost surely winning this conference championship this year up north. Fort Collins right on the edge of that top 10. I mean, this is one of the biggest games the Lambkins have hosted in a while at this point.
And really any team in Fort Collins for 2 or 3 years, to be honest with you.
I would say, absolutely, for a long time. I mean, Fossils had a similar opportunity against this Fairview team, but they didn't have the same kind of record that this Fort Collins team did. They were always losing a few non-conference games. So that really, to me, is kind of where I attribute some of this chippiness, some of the physicality, some of the penalties after the play. I think, especially for Fort Collins, they're just so amped up behind this crowd. I mean, we hear it right below us.
Right.
They're excited to be here. They're in this game, too, absolutely.
Well, and I also think that, there's a fine line between, not backing down and then being out of control. And so I think Fort Collins has to find that place that says, hey, we're not backing down. We know you're mighty Fairview, but we're not going to back down, and we're going to stay right there. So, as they say, we're here all day, huh? So, we have a score. We've got Rocky Mountain and Fossil Ridge over at
PSD
Stadium, and you got a score there?
Yes, they're tied up 14 all at halftime. Kind of a tale of 2 quarters in that one. Rocky jumped out big early. They intercepted Colton Jantz twice right off the bat. First 2 possessions, kind of used that, parlayed that into a couple quick scores for them. Ty Frank hit Bodie Nesbitt for a big touchdown. Yusuf Muhammad, we've seen him. He runs physical. Ran over a guy into the end zone for the second score. So they led 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, but then Fossil, they really picked it up in that second quarter. They got a touchdown pass to Eli Swanson. Then Damian Masters got a 1-yard touchdown run. So should be a fun second half there. Like I heard you mentioning on the call earlier, Fossil Ridge, they're not as bad as that 0-6 record would indicate, but they still need that first win to validate something, anything for this season right now.
And everybody knew this was probably coming this year after last year losing, 20 out of 22. maybe not winless, but they certainly knew that there was going to be a rebuilding situation going on, and so this would be a big win. Rockies, staying in there around 500.
They're in the playoff hunt. They're hanging around. They're about 28th, which 4 spots out of the playoff. If they were to win this game against Fossil, they could realistically dream of a playoff berth, no doubt. I think they kind of need to win this one, though, for that to be the case. So second half's going to really – and technically Fossil still has an outside shot because Fossil still has Fairview on the schedule. You could theoretically win that game. So whoever – it's kind of an elimination game.
Right.
Whoever loses doesn't really have much of a feasible chance.
Right. Yeah, we've seen, obviously, Dave and I are over here now exclusively at French Field, so we've seen Rocky 2 or 3 times, and their offense is starting to look a lot better. Young quarterback is throwing a lot, and Ty Frank has been throwing the ball a lot better, so their offense is not what it was early in the year. So so tell us a little bit about what teams are going on with softball. We've got lots of different sports going on right now. We're getting ready to go to playoffs and different things on some of these sports. So tell us a little bit about soccer, softball, some of those
some of the highlights
briefly.
Softball, Wellington, they're going to be a top 5 seed in Class 3A, host a regional. They'll have a chance to go back to state for the second straight year. They're looking strong there. No, it's not PSD, but Windsor, just across the way in 4A, they're the number 1 rated team in Class 4A, runner-up last year. So they're definitely going to be deep in the playoffs. No co-representation down in Aurora. And then in 5A, Fort Collins has kind of stumbled down the stretch a little bit. They looked like they might be in contention for a regional spot. They're going to end up around 11 or 12, but it's a 16-team state tournament field, the top 2 from each regional advance. So they're going to be one of those top 2 teams in whatever regional they go to. The Lambkins will have a strong shot. And, traditionally Fossil Ridge has been the strongest city softball team. This is a second straight down year for them. They're hovering around the 27-28 range right now, barely going to sneak into the playoffs. However, if I were a top-seeded regional team, I would not welcome the SaberCats into my regional.
No, they tend to have. How about volleyball? Do we
volleyball,
have a
Fossil Ridge #1 in Class 5A?
Okay,
really dominant too. They're 15-2. However, those 2 losses are kind of deceiving. The only 2 matches they've lost, they went down to a Nike Southwest national tournament, played against 6 or 7 of the best teams all across the western U.S., went 5-2, finished 6th. Really impressive performance. They haven't lost to a Colorado team yet this year. We'll find out a little bit more about them if they haven't proven enough yet. We'll find out a little bit more about them next week. They host number 2, 3-time defending state champ Valor Christian, and then they host Windsor 2 days later, which Windsor's a top 5 team in Class 4A as well. So Fossil's kind of the cream of the crop up here, although as you heard me just say, Windsor's also a really strong team. Timnath is kind of, they had 2 straight state tournament appearances the last 2 years. It's been a rugged go for them so far. They're hanging around the edge of playoff contention right now, or in the 30 range or so. Same for Wellington. They're having a nice season. If Wellington were to make the postseason, it would be their first appearance, so that's kind of a goal they're shooting for. Bit of a down year for the rest of the city schools on the volleyball court.
Because there's been some years where we cannot forget to mention Wellington football.
Oh, of course.
Because they have a legitimate shot at winning a state title this year, wouldn't you say?
100%. They're doing it again this week. It might be more by now, but it was 21-0 whenever I started talking to you, and it was in the second quarter against University, who's they're a top 10 team in Class 2A. It's been remarkable what the Eagles have done so far. 274-15 is what they've outscored teams.
Wow.
Pitched 4 shutouts out of 5 games so far this year. They look absolutely legit. I can't wait for November to see, because
they were this close last year.
They were so close, and it's been on their mind all off season. You can really see that too. They've come out. They haven't messed around with any inferior opponents, even the solid 2A opponents. They're just absolutely crushing them this year. Might be on their way to a 5th running clock in 6 games if they do that to University tonight. Timnath is the only team that hung with them in the Canvas Classic game, and even then I was really impressed. Wellington asserted itself in the second half against a solid 3A team in the Cubs. So
I love them this year.
They're
What's so funny
great.
in the Canvas Classic is Fossils, they stayed with Fort Collins.
Yeah,
didn't that? They only got beat by 7 or something like that. I didn't see the score,
Fossil Ridge, yep.
So I was, we're looking at Fossil's record, and then we're looking at Fort Collins here, and I'm like, okay, that something doesn't make sense there. But
well,
like you
played
said,
a really
Fossil
tough schedule.
may not be as bad as They're
not.
0-6.
No, but at some point you got to win those football games.
You do.
and they've had several that were in their grasp. First game of the season against Loveland, they should have won that game down there. They had Columbine on the ropes at home, should have won that game. Blew it. Had a chance against Fort Collins, but just didn't quite have enough on the late comeback. Last week, they were competitive against Legacy. I mean, it was a 3-point game with a few minutes to go, and Legacy just got a late touchdown to salt it. So it's a weird season for Fossil over there.
Yeah, well, everybody, teams have to learn how to play well, then they have to learn how to win.
Exactly.
And that's a different ball game than. So what do you see here in the second half of this particular game that we're watching?
Well, one thing that I've absolutely learned during the Matt Yim era for Fort Collins, they're not going to quit. They're not going to go away. They're not going to get discouraged if Fairview goes up by 18 or something at some point. However, I do think I think the Knights just have a little bit too much. Have too many options, yes.
really.
I mean, when you got a guy like Teray Davis out there, and he's only one of about 4 or 5 great options you have on that offense, it's just hard for me to envision Fort Collins getting more than – I think Fort Collins would need multiple stops to win this game. I think they might be good for 1 in the second half. I don't know if they can get 2.
Yeah, no, I agree. The one thing I've noticed, it just seems like except for that last drive, Fairview receivers are just always open. And, I know they're playing off. I know they're maybe a little scared to get up on them for speed or different things like that. But you know what? When you give up 20 every time when they're open,
it's just difficult. Yeah.
There's only 5 20s down the field.
Well, we saw that because, they even forced a few 3rd and longs for Fairview.
But it doesn't really matter.
It didn't really matter.
No.
Fairview picked them up, I don't want to say with ease, but they had the options to pick up whatever they wanted on those plays. So, but I don't think Fort Collins is going to go away. I think that stop near the end of the first half was huge. Fairview could have extended that to a 3-score lead. However, conversely, I think it was big that Fairview was able to stop Fort Collins from getting a field goal there late, because if they'd gotten that field goal, they could have gone 2 for 1, maybe tied this game up right out of the gates. So, Fort Collins is going to make this interesting, I think, in the second half, but I still like the visitors to be able to pull one out.
Yeah, I do too. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Everybody can catch you at the Coloradoan.
That's right.
And you've got an X account as well, so thank you. Good insight, and it's good to hear about the other sports going on in PSD.
Yeah, always appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you.
All righty. So we will be back with the second half right after these messages.
Let's go! Let's go!
So back here getting ready for the second half kickoff. Randy McCoy, David Haas here with you on PSD Athletics YouTube channel. Fort Collins will receive the kickoff. It would be nice if they could come down, score right off the bat, and that would
the
be
result
good
of
for
the
their
sportsmanlike conduct right there after the half was over, and that melee on the sideline. That now he's just going to go ahead and kick it through the uprights to see if he can, and just pulled it left. But Fairview got the kick off on the Fort Collins side of the field. That last minute or so is a game where the officials, and I don't think I've given them the call out yet, but Kurt Carpenter, the umpire Jared Kennedy, Anthony Christensen headlines, when line judges Gary Schleich and back judge Jordan Bishop. I think they probably talked to the coach and said, we're going to be taking control here because there was probably a total of 7 unsportsmanlike and personal fouls just in the second quarter alone, and there was a couple earlier. So players that get 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in a game are booted. So there's going to be some guys on best behavior, or it's going to be a short night. So 1st and 10, Randy, as you said, they need to make that chance to score just a 10 by 10. Cranford, quick slant, hits his tight end. First down yardage and some.
Caught by number 87, Jacob Bertazzi for Lampkins.
Bertazzi there again, showing good ball control too after the catch. Hurry up offense, they're going to get something out of it. Now we got a player down in the backfield. Going to be a play stoppage.
Well, just looking by the body language, it doesn't look like anybody relaxed over the halftime.
Well, yeah, that was Davis, Torrey Davis there. And I could bring this up. He is probably considered the top recruit in the state of Colorado and one of the tops in this region. Was a commit to UCLA. After they made a coaching change, he decommitted. And we saw the plays he made in the first half, both offensively and defensively, where it's not terribly a surprise.
Just your average 6'3", 190-pound athlete, huh?
Yeah, who's got that swagger and that explosiveness that you need, especially on a D1 level. Now Collins is going to give him a free 5. Got to have that focus coming right out. Hard to play behind the chains against a pretty good offense. Even though, by all accounts, a pretty good start to the game. You know, we had 22 points in the first half and missed on a couple for the Lampkins, but they still trail by 10. Key and give right side. Plunges downfield for about 4.
Well, that's what we were saying. You know, by all in any other game, you know, Fort Collins has had a great offensive game, on pace for 44 points, but they find themselves down by 10.
It did have some delaying games. They started playing the ball a little better, getting used to the rhythm of that Fairview up-tempo when they had it. Give McKeon right side. Nice job of the Knights that time, just stacking it up. And he still pulls out of there, though. The extra effort is no doubt there. He turned in into 1 or 2 into 4 or 5, didn't he?
Well, he looked like he was stopped, but Mr. McKeon will sleep well tonight, I think.
Yes, I think so. He's going to earn it. So helped out with that extra effort and some good push from the lineman, make it a little bit more manageable. 3rd and 7. First drive of this half. Cranford rolls to his left, sets up, looks downfield, got the out pattern, and caught. Great throw, great catch. Yeah, Riley Forbes, the senior, he just ran a strong push pattern that came back and smartly beyond the sticks. Cranford did a nice job in the rollout and got his shoulders going forward. Give McKeon right side, slashed ahead for about 7-8, just short of the sticks again for another first down. To finish things up, Randy, that time on that rollout where Cranford turned and he was able to get his body going forward and put a lot more velocity on that ball out there. We have a Fairview player down. And we have a timeout on the field by the officials. We'll take 1, 2, and be right back with 9:59 left in the third quarter.
Your car deserves a better routine, so keep it clean with unlimited wash packages at Breeze Through Car Wash. And don't just clean the outside, keep the inside of your car clean with free vacuums at Breeze Through. Just choose a location in northern Colorado or in southern Wyoming and feel great about your day. At Breeze Through Car Wash, easy, quick, and fun.
Here's your drink.
So we're back here now. Injured young man has been helped off.
One thing we always say here at Poudre School District Fields, there's always great medical care needed. Big second down play here, keep this drive alive for the Lampkins. Campaign stutter stop. McKeon right side picks his edge. Boy, he busts through the hole and kept going, Randy. Down near the 35. The pile's still moving.
Well, you're going to have to bring him all the way down because
Yeah,
if you're just going to
He's
grab
not
him with
going
your
down.
arms,
Yeah.
he's going to drag you 5 more yards.
He's not going down. You got to take him down. Hurry up offense again. Lampkins going right in the pre-assigned call. Step again. McKeon right up the middle. Bouncing around. Well, I tell you what, offensive linemen love that too because right now they know they don't have to get pretty. That's just lock and load, drive straight forward, and you got that big fella come behind you. And if you don't move, he might run right up your numbers.
Yeah, you might have a helmet lodged.
Gain of about 6 on that first down play.
Do you get fancy here, or do you just go ahead and get another first down?
Well, I don't mind Cranford rolling out. He's going back again. It's like this is going to be a throwback. Better get rid of it or just go down. Yeah, smart play. He started to look around and it was now.
And that was a flop. And
yeah.
Hopefully they don't call. I'm sorry, folks. I calls them as I sees them.
Yeah, I missed that as I was leaning, looking at something a little more on the shorter side of the field. But
that was.
They're going to do a throwback pass. You can kind of see it was setting up that way. Nice job by the Fairview backside defenders. Stay with them. Well, to no surprise, anything that's going on extracurricular, I think the officials are going to be really quick with the flags this half. You've got to. It keeps the game in control, keeps kids' heads straight or semi-straight. It's a competitive game.
That would have made a few NFL quarterbacks proud. Since that's in vogue now, it seems like.
Well, there's one that they'd all say the leader of the band is, wouldn't they? I don't want to dog your beloved Chiefs there, but the league and every level, the hardest position in sports to play is quarterback.
I think him and Josh are kind of neck and neck right now.
So they started getting
the whole flopping thing.
Yeah, you get the protection. Guys that are 6'3" and 230 or bigger, I don't know how really should be protected. Frankly.
I know.
All right, after the penalty and the run and the catch, just the run. First and 10, Lampkins on the 14. McKeon bounces outside, gets on the edge. Nice lateral tackle move that time, but still gains about 5.
Well, what he did is he sees he's going to get hit, and then he gets low, and then just uses his legs, and so you've got to go after his legs at that point.
He does have a really good burst.
So even though most guys probably would have gained 1, he gains 3. So
he found a way to get from a loss. Still 6 in the box. Kean tackle to give inside. Punches inside the 10, down to maybe the 8.
Handoff again to McKeon.
Quick call. Back on the line. Let's see if they because last time the quick call was just to give to McKeon again. This time it's going to be a throw. Cranford in the flats, got the man a little wide. He had Campaign over there, but just, I think, it was a little rushed. He knew he had a short window there because the defender was up on him.
It's a big call here because 4th and 5 is not 4th and 1. But you don't really have a choice because I'm not sure 3 points.
Well, that's where that hurry up kind of come back to bite you there because you're trying to get something done. It's been successful. You got to keep going, but the incomplete pass, as you said, not getting any yards out of that. So big play here. 4th and got to get inside the 4-yard line. Back to throw. Cranford sits in the middle of the pocket, fires outside.
And he drops it. Or got it knocked out of his hands.
Ball was right there for a second. Nice play on the defender. 2 receivers were right there in the same spot. And I'm not sure that's how you want that play designed because both defenders will help be able to play it out there and knock the ball away. So a turnover on downs. The Knights will take over on about their own 9-yard line. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
That was a catchable pass, though.
Yeah, he put the ball in the money. It's just when you got, it's that difference between catching and sometimes going up and attacking that ball. Go take that ball. And that was a play there that needed it, but also got a good play for the defender. 7:42 left in the third, still a 10-point lead, 32-22. Fairview back in their double wing. Fullback right on the backside of the quarterback. Reverse toss. One thing you don't see very often anymore, but this formation, folks, when the quarterback turns around and tosses to the trailing back as they go whichever direction they're going, the quarterback turns into a quasi-fullback. He's getting in there. He's getting his nose down. He's blocking too.
Well, and the other thing you got to watch out for is the fake and somebody leaking out because everybody's on the inside. And
we've seen it happen.
We've seen it happen many times on this very field.
Basically, it's a 6-2-3. That ball's on the ground. So at the very least, it's a safety. But I don't know if Fort Collins got the fumble. Touchdown, Fort Collins. It's really hard for a high school player, even somebody who's made so many good decisions as the quarterback for Fairview, to just go ahead and kick that ball out of bounds. Get rid of it. Don't let that ball be. Just kick it out. Just get rid of it. And he tried to cover it, which you do between the goal lines, but in the end zone, give him 2. Because at the very worst, that's what you already got. You're not going to make that play, even though he's made dramatic plays tonight and will the rest of the season. That's one where just getting rid of the ball, and all of a sudden now we're down to a 4-point game and the free score as it is.
I'm just sitting there thinking, I was just sitting there thinking Fairview is not the kind of team that gives the ball up on turnovers. So you're going to have to stop them, I guess, with my point defensively. And lo and behold,
did it to themselves. And that had to be a snap issue because that ball shot right by him. And that brings the west side of French Field to stands alive.
Again, we've talked about this, and Chris talked about it. This is probably one of the biggest games to be played on this field in a few years. I mean, as far as 2 teams with this kind of record and, number 9 and number 11, I believe, in the polls that I've seen.
Yep.
I know there's 100 different polls, but the one I saw was 9 and 11. So,
well, and most everybody's going to agree with that. They're going to be right about there. And really put you in control for the Front Range League North Conference. So Fernando Lopez be kicking far hash. Drives it high. He's going to be taken about the 10-yard line. Trying the right return, trying to come all the way across the field. Cuts up the middle. That's Davis. He's got the edge. One to beat. Tackled, taken down about the 45. So excellent field position start for the Knights.
By number 26, Diego.
And it's almost where Randy,
he just glides, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would consider not kicking to him.
You think?
There are some guys.
I mean, he really didn't have anything there, and he still got.
Yeah. Well, he showed
40
the
yards
speed,
or
'cause
30.
when you're talking about coming across the field from the far hash to the near hash, and he made it easily. I mean, he had a couple carries early in the game. Since then, he's been playing receivers pretty much exclusively. Ellison, quick little throw, pass outside, screen. And down the sideline goes receiver. It's going to be quick run, but it's going to be a holding. It's going to come back. They're going to get Davis for a hold on the outside. I saw him wrestling with the defender. Fairly easy call, I'm afraid. If you're a Knight fan, the right call if you're a Lampkins fan, because he was hooking him inside pretty good. But I will say, the receiver, and I didn't catch that number because I saw the flag.
16, I thought.
Was that 16?
Nope, there is no 16. So
I didn't. He's got some wheels. So Max Veith, number 26, the kicker, took off like a jet. And he gets to walk all the way back after turning on the jets and then running the tank down a little bit.
Yeah.
So instead of about a 55-yard touchdown pass on a real short throw and run, long run, it's 1st and 15.
I doubt anybody had him catching the ball on their card, huh?
Oh. Davis on the outside catch, spins away from contact, steps aside, and he's gone. Spun to the outside on the tackles. The safety went inside, and it became a foot race only for a matter of about 10 yards. And
there was 3 defenders around him, and
yeah. Well, instinctively knew going to the inside where the pressure is coming. He spun, as a good receiver would, on a good solid throw and catch, spun to the outside, and then it became just an acceleration. And there's a lot of guys that are fast. But those first 3 steps are the real speed, because you're leaving people behind, and then they've got no chance of closing down as he ran away from the defense, 38-29. And actually, they're going to kick for this PAT, because once in a while you have to practice a snap and a hold. High snap, good hold. And Veith puts that one through the uprights.
Extra point is good.
So 39-29, back to a 10-point lead, just like that, Randy.
Well, and don't let it go without saying, they scored 2 long touchdown passes in a row, you know, if it wasn't for a holding call. So,
yeah. Getting a CSU score just up the road about 1.5 miles from here on Shield Street. They're leading Fresno State 35-7 in a who would have thunk it game, and good for the Rams. And we'll get an update when we can sometime from Chris Abshire from the Colorado and see how the going across the road over with the Sabercats and the Lobos.
I feel like we've watched 3 games already.
That's really well put, because that's like, I got to take a breath.
There's been so much go on this game. Not just scoring, but big plays and penalties. And
yep. So Veith approaches this one, just a high pooch kick. It's going to bounce. You got to come up and get that ball if you're the Lampkins. They do. Get the catch. Step sides a couple tackles. Out past the 25. And driven to the ground. If that ball would have bounced backward, that'd have been something else. Quick little update on the score over at the Poudre School District at Timnath, 21-14. Rocky Mountain leads with 5 minutes 7 seconds left in the game. Oh, excuse me, in the third quarter. Thanks, Chris Abshire from the Colorado for that update. Wonders of technology. We're never far away from learning something. So a penalty.
Our favorite call.
Yeah, the never too far away special teams penalty flag. But a beautiful night here at French Field, high above up here in the media box.
Not only does those really 2 long touchdowns score, it sucks the life out of the stadium.
Oh, it got quiet, didn't it?
It got really quiet.
Really quiet. This side was buzzing. McKeon on the run. And I'll tell you what, now Fairview's learning that it's not a 2-man tackle with number 3 at the ball. 3 and 4 and 5 guys are all coming there, because if they find out that he gets an extra step, there's not too many people going to be able to hold on to him. And basically, I mean, Fairview has a decided size advantage up front. Their defensive line They got the big fellas going back to their four-line look. Expect a little bit more of a passing game. Cranford rolling on a second down, fires downfield. Got it open. He had to turn. He threw to the wrong side. He had campaign. If he throws the left side, Randy, it'd have been just a foot race. I don't know if he had gotten away with it, but he was open, and he had to turn to the right, and it goes to the ground incomplete.
And yes, that is number 21 playing safety or cornerback. I'm not sure which one he's playing.
Yeah, he's been playing safety. You want your best athletes on the field as much as you possibly can. I mean, Fairview's like most of the high schools in 5A. You don't have 100 kids out like you do at Cherry Creek or the great big schools. It's not a huge school enrollment-wise. So you're going to stay there. Busting around and being caught for a loss. Ball's on the ground. Fairview sideline says they got it.
And so is the White Hat.
And I think the fumble is caused by Mr. Davis himself.
Knights take over.
A little bit of a meeting out there. I think one of the officials might have got
tweaked his ankle, looks like.
Yeah, because a nice job. The Boulder medical crew went out there jogging to see him. .534 left here in this third quarter. 10-point lead for the Knights, but right now they're going to get that short portion. They might get back that score where Lampkins got early in this third quarter with a missed snap and then the inability to get the ball out of bounds or covered by the Knights and the resulting touchdown fumble recovery for the Lampkins. But now the fumble inside the 20, deep in the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Knights on the 14-yard line. Everybody's back and mobile and ready to play.
I think this is a jugular play right here.
That's a very good point.
There's
and
5 more.
They got a free 5 coming through. And the hard count got about 4 guys all to bite. And I don't think one player really got to blame for that. There were several guys moving, but that's, like I said, it's one of the calls I don't like in high school. If there's not contact made or you didn't force an offensive lineman to move, which is basically the NFL version, college version.
So you got Davis on the far left.
Might want to keep an eye on him.
Maybe 3.
Sweep inside. Barry inside the 5. The pile keeps moving. And I think the pile is in the end zone, and that means the ball's in the end zone. Touchdown, Fairview. Like I say, he was stopped short, but then here come the offensive line.
Old tush push, huh?
Exactly. And again, both these teams, I love the energy level here. It's what you said before. It's like we've watched several games at once. Both teams are playing at a really high emotional level. A lot of flying around, and you can't let up on any play. So just a couple of plays after comes the touchdown. Now the PAT pending. Good hands, good hold, and a true try. Turns it into 45-29. All of a sudden, what was looking to be an interesting game, Randy, turns back into 17-point lead for the Knights.
Fort Collins had narrowed the gap to 3 points. But we have 2 turnovers here after not having any turnovers in the first half.
Yep.
Each team with a turnover and resulting in a touchdown on both of them.
And the difference maker play by Trey Davis, who took a nice, simple stop pattern, made the right move, felt pressure, turned to the outside, away from the pressure, and showed sprinter speed.
Well, when you see a play like that, you really do. It does make you think it's a man playing with boys in some ways, because there was nobody that was.
Yeah, his first 3 steps and the separation was there, and it was not going to be closed.
And he really is, because he is, you said, the top recruit in Colorado. So there's nobody on any team that's going to be able to hang with him probably. So good for him. I mean, he's an impressive athlete.
Well, like I said, it reminds me of an outstanding athlete they had at receiver several years ago and defensive back too, Kenny Bell, who I saw in this field come up with an interception and about midfield, and then the offense running towards him thought they had the angle, and he ran away from them. Like I said, there's a difference, onto that Saturday level and a high Saturday level, in which he's certainly shown here tonight. A difference maker both offensively and defensively. So, but they're not done. 5:44 left here in the third quarter. I mean, there's 17 minutes to play here. A lot of time for the Lambs to score, but have to find a way to stop that offense. McKeon rumbles forward, spun around, gained about 5. Nice job on that close on that tackle. That's making sure I got that right down lineman. Quick hurry up offense again, McKeon right side. And you see right now, Randy, that the Knights are starting to basically plug holes. And if it's a quick turnaround run play, they've got to have a different play now, because that offense is I would say predictable, but their second play in a row is hard to call a pass play and have that coming up and rely on everybody running it right, because the 4 down linemen with size and then 3 linebackers, they all run right to McKeon. McKeon steps away this time into the secondary, pushes himself forward, well past the first down yardage, gain of about 8. So after the 3 carries, McKeon takes the ball out past the 36, toss right side. McKeon tries to get the edge. A lot of white jerseys there. He's getting keyed on, Randy. There's got to be something. If you're going to get overplayed like that, right now the Lampkins have got to find another way to move the ball, because he's catching 11 sets of eyes on every snap, isn't he?
Yeah, and you start thinking about it, nobody else has carried the ball except the quarterback.
Yeah, it's been early in the game. I think Souter might have had a couple there, but it's been exclusively him. Souter went off with an ankle injury earlier. And now, like I said, they're pounding it into a pile, which he's certainly moved, but everybody's going to wear down eventually.
Well, and what it does, it puts you in an obvious passing situation. And even though they've been pretty good at passing the ball this year, certainly not
That's not
a strength tonight.
Yeah, that's not a defense you're going to get away with a lot here either. The secondary's got good athletes of their own. So as you said, though, a very big play coming up here. 2 receivers both sides. And trying to give the double reverse. The ball's on the ground. You might as well just better get to it. I'm not sure if Cranford got it.
He was trying to circle up so he could still
Yeah, and he didn't realize
run.
how much pressure was coming on him. So the referee's marking 4th down, but a loss of almost 30 yards on the play. Ball was on about the 37-yard line. Now they're going to take it down to about the 12. So that's about 25 yards. Wow. Yeah, they tried a double reverse, and Fairview had pressure coming, and the ball was just not handled and took off, as football will tend to do. But a big punt here. Mr. Davis waiting at midfield. High snap, no pressure. Nice end over end ball. Going to hit the ground at the 45. Takes a big bounce for the Lampkins. Davis picks it up anyway. And had a moment there where
I don't think he's got any fear on the football field tonight.
He knew if he has a step, that's more than most.
Knights take over, 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now for Fairview.
And we have seen Fairview in the past with a lead like this just go to that wing tee or something like that and just
they'll double
bludgeon
wing,
you.
the bunch, whatever you want to call it. And the game starts to get really short.
Sure as I say that, they'll come out and throw it deep, but
yeah. Well, somewhere along
we've
the way.
seen that as well. So.
Yeah. No, you're gonna. You called it. They're going back to the double wing, fullback right on the backside of the quarterback who's under center. Linemen are all heel to heel. Fake. Got him. And he's going to be underthrown.
Called that.
Well, and
You knew it was coming eventually.
there was, and he threw the ball too quickly. He had the receiver had just kind of cleared the defensive back. They had a little collision. Okay, that's what happens in that. So yeah, they tried the little roll out there and just to leak out by the wing back. Nice job by the Lampkins defender just to kind of give him bump him off his route, disrupted the timing, but Ellison, surprised he didn't get over that. And a good eye from our sideline vantage down here. Yeah, we're talking about Caden Souders earlier, hurt in the game. He walked off and limped off. Has a quick little bubble screen outside to Davis. He's got the edge, running away from the secondary. Down the sideline, cuts away, steps through the tackle. He's going to jog into the end zone. That's going to be a 67-yard, 65-yard touchdown plus. Again, just the difference in athleticism. Now we're going to catch up there with Caden Souders is in street clothes. Chris Abshire noticed that, looked down there, and he's not been back out to play since he did hurt that ankle early in this game. So depth-wise at running back, that's a big difference, and certainly defensively. But right there, I don't think anybody makes a difference there. Torrey Davis took off, made that his play, and at the level he was running, defensive back, so you're just going to try to fly at his legs. It's the best you can do, and he just stepped aside, took it on in the end zone. 60-plus yards for the touchdown. And Veith's kick is up and good. Turns it into a 53 point to 29. When it seems like just a minute ago, Randy, it was 32 to 29.
It wasn't a minute, but it was close.
In Lamps game time, it wasn't much different, was it? Wow. So the highlight reel for number 21, Torrey Davis, is continuing.
Now all of a sudden, your 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions from a running clock if Fort Collins isn't able to take some time off the offensively. You know, you can't give them the ball back.
It's hard to think about that when you've got 29 points on the board.
That's what I'm saying. But I was sitting there doing the math, and you know that takes a little bit.
Oh yeah, we're from the Midwest.
We're sitting there going okay, and I took my shoes off and counted
carried the 9.
Yeah, and I'm like, that would be 69 points.
Yeah,
and then
all of a sudden,
Mr. Abshire said they scored 69 down here, or last year
down there.
So
it can be done. Well, like I say again, when you've got a difference maker like that, a bubble screen turns into a 65-yard plus touchdown. It turned into just, like I say, it's a flag football highlight reel athletically. Taking it about the 8-yard line, straight up the middle, big gap, got the edge, inside, tackled outside the 40. Nice job by the kicker. The ball's up in the air. I think the official's going to call him down because he got hit pretty hard. But as he went to the ground, the ball, well, what are we going to see here?
Seemed to me like I saw him hit the ground. I didn't see the ball in his hands. I think it's a fumble, but we'll see.
I'm afraid you might be right because that was a pretty good shot the way he's kind of leaned forward, and it is.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, like I say, everybody from Fairview came out in offense, and Fort Collins defense is all walking out there. They already knew the call. They were just getting it confirmed. So a great effort on return there, but a nice hit by the kicker, Veith, who's also defensive back and receiver. Forces the fumble, and more good things keep happening, favoring the Knights. And they don't need much of that here more later tonight. Back in the shotgun. 4 wide, Ellison at quarterback. Give, straight up the middle, bounce off, going to get taken down. Pretty much ragdolled right there by Porter Park. Senior defensive lineman was going to have no more of that.
Hand off to number 33, Esther Allen, tackled by 38, Ben Stinger.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10. Clock running 1:25. Fairview, like right now, Randy, I think after a run play too, they're just going to let that clock keep running until forced to do something else. Snap, Ellison looks to his right, throws a little quick out, got a receiver by himself. really not much of a gain. It's a good safe throw out there. Hits number 19, Rutherford. But brings up a 3rd and 4.
That's nothing more than a diversion.
Well, as the game
21's on the other side, just resting. And
yeah. Well, he's at the top. He's at the top of your formation right now. This is one of your defensive back. It's almost you almost want to play press. If he takes off running, getting a hold of a jersey, getting a hold of an arm is not the dumbest thing you're going to do. You can't play him straight up. And a procedure call by the interior of the line.
Which for this offense is barely a speed bump, a 5-yard penalty. Very impressive tonight.
Well, you might argue that it must add a little higher total of the total yards possibility that they've achieved. I mean, they've got to be the 400 yards plus tonight.
But we've seen this before in our 14 years.
Yes, we have. 3rd and 9 now. 3 receivers, top of your screen. Ellison looks straight down the middle, fires the sideline. A little wide.
You would think they would have a bunch of state titles, which they have a fair amount, but they've also, allowed a lot of running yards.
Yeah,
I mean, they do really just try to outscore you and don't. This year, at least, the defense is not that tough.
It's the hardest thing to do, though, even for Fairview. When you got a lot of their big guys playing 2 ways, a lot of their athletes play 2 ways.
Right.
You get down to play the Creeks, Valor, and the rest of them, where they can platoon, meaning that most players don't play both ways or don't do it consistently. That is a big difference.
Which is why they're still up in this conference, actually.
Yep. Snap. Ellison look back. 4th down. Got 10 yards. Skips away, trying to find the line of scrimmage. Now he's got to run. He's past it. That's going to be an easy call for the official. Well, they might have called an interception, but I think they'd be better off calling the round dead because the ball on the interception is around the 30. He was well past the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. So basically, it was a short punt. But the the coaches are up there trying to say he was past the line.
And it's like, well, you want us to give him another shot with the ball?
No, well, it'd be a loss of down.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it would have been a replay. You're right there. I couldn't hear the referee's call.
And now there's more man downfield.
Spotter helping us out.
Spotter slash
cameraman slash
Botog.
Doing it all here tonight for us. So ineligible downfield after that much running around, not a surprise, which that would have been a replay of the down, and the interception is the better deal. I will still contend that he was at least a step or so beyond the line of scrimmage. All that going on, Lampkins would take it no matter what there. And would you say they're in a must-score drive, Randy?
Well, yeah. They really need to stop this implosion that they're in the middle of.
Boy, McKeon ran right into it, sheds that guy, runs into another one, though. Right now, there's you've got to find something else to do here besides give the ball to McKeon because he is getting bludgeoned. Despite the effort and the great night he's had, this last probably 10 carries have netted maybe 30 yards. And you don't have time to do that. Now he's getting up a little bit. Now that's Campaign, who's got a little limp coming off. But you don't have time to keep running the ball like this.
Well, and I think the other thing you're seeing is, this is just my point of view, doesn't look like they've gone very deep in their playbook on plays either. I mean, they've had a couple of gadget plays and some different things.
Well,
but
the gadget plays have backfired.
Yeah, but you've seen pretty much the same play.
And they didn't
same 5 or 6 plays.
Did not get that play off, and that just shows a little bit of lethargic right now. This fourth quarter's got to be the refocus and restart. They'll come back with the ball. We'll be right back.
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus & Shanker. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus & Shanker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus & Shanker, our passion is justice.
So we're back here, fourth quarter, 53-29, our score. We'll be back with you next Friday night.
Season's about 3/4 over. We got a couple more weekends here, Randy.
Yep. And on Halloween night is our last broadcast.
All Ghouls Eve. And right now it'd be the trick-or-treat time, and the treat needs to come for the Lampkins offense. Like I said, they were within 3 at 32-29. And now it's after Torrey Davis makes 2 monster plays, takes the ball the distance.
And we got 12 minutes left.
Cranford looking, stepping back, throwing back to Davis on a wheel route. Got him in the outside. Trouble is he stepped out of bounds after he caught it at midfield. And we got a flag down in the backfield.
Either roughing the passer or...
Yeah, he delivered. He stood there and probably took a shot. I don't think it was a malicious one, but they're still coming after him.
Quarterbacks have not been hit much tonight. Like I said, you go through a season, and if you have a lot of several games that aren't close and stuff, you don't have to dig too deep into your playbook because you physically are similar to what Fairview's doing here. But Fort Collins needs, I think, to pull in some a little broader offensive. Little excitement going on here in the.
First and 10 now. Fake McKeon does take the ball, go left. I thought Cranford was going to do a little quick rollout.
Well, we haven't seen that bootleg again that he scored on.
Yeah. Well, and just either misdirection play with sweep and he comes back underneath, but the middle's being plugged. They had nobody in the middle in a position that time. And unfortunately for the Lampkins, they go wide.
What a defensive play by 26, though.
Yeah, Keith.
He covered that up. Yep. That was a 8-yard gain,
and some if he doesn't make that play. Because Overland had nobody in position in the interior, and unfortunately for the Lampkins, the play was designed to go outside on the hurry up. And just a great athletic play by Veith out there.
That was a textbook tackle, too.
Yep. Get low, drive, see what you're hitting, hit what you see.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, it was all out of the way. Middle screen, dropped. Nice job of getting up in the air for the ball that time. 52 for Fairview. Randy ends up Pulte. Yeah, the captains. He made that ball. He influenced that pass. And Cranford had to misdirect it, and it dropped at the feet of Kyrie Kincaid. Incomplete, because I really liked the play call. That was the one I was waiting to see, because like I say, you had McKeon going left, influence the linebackers. You come back underneath on the weak side with that kind of a play, you had room. 8 in the box right now, 4th and 4.
And they're expecting to see a run.
Yeah, and if they don't change the play here, yeah. See, if you look at your screen, folks, there's 7 right up in the box, and it's going to cause a timeout to be taken by Collins. I like that call by Coach Yem and his staff. They're going to talk about it. We'll be right back.
Fans of PSD Athletic Department would like to thank our corporate partners and their contributions to PSD Athletics.
Nice. See the cheer squad and performing on the sidelines. We've talked about before, the athletes on the field aren't the only ones that put a lot of hard work and practice in. The band, the cheer squad, the cheerleaders, the dance squad, they're all active tonight.
Not sure I'd want to get up on top of that.
Really sure I wouldn't. We don't land the way we used to. Or bounce is a better way to say it, right? So big 4th down play here. Trying to stay in this game, keep some hope alive. Kean set to the right of Cranford. Blocking, quick slant pass, tipped away. And I think it's going to be intercepted, but if you're Fairview, you let that ball go to the ground, the ball's going to be at the 28. Their coaches are saying, no, we don't want the interception.
Yeah, it cost them 10 yards.
It's hard to tell an athlete that.
Number 26, first down.
So 26, Veith, again, who not only had that tackle, Randy, he got the tip ball and the interception that time. Yeah, it's hard to tell somebody to say, drop it. But either way, it's a turnover on downs, fourth down.
That goes under the same thing as telling your quarterback to kick it out of bounds on a safety, huh?
Yep. So 1st and 10. Trying to see if it's about time for a change in Pops out there on the outside. Did spin away. That's one of those when you can't deliver that shot like you used to. Smartly hit him high, but
you
spun away from.
You can hit him in the midsection instead of up around the chest. That's what would have helped him. You ain't going anywhere without your belly button. That's what our coaches used to say. So hit him.
You're exactly right.
Hit him in the belly button because the belly button is not going to fake.
So with about under 4 minutes to play, Rocky Mountain and Fossil Ridge. Rocky Mountain leads 28-14 across the interstate at the Middle High School field, PSD Athletic Field there. Another throw to Davis in traffic, steps forward, first down yardage, just kind of glides along.
Number 21. Tackled by number 26,
Romero on the tackle.
First down, Knights.
Davis got a little bit lit up there. I don't think
he got hit. Yeah, he's long and lean. He will fill out when he gets to the college weight room in a setup diet that specifically works for him without losing any of that speed and explosiveness. 1st and 10, picks a spot, runs into the purple front of the Lambkins, goes nowhere. No gain on the play, but right now the clock is not the Lambkins' friend. Under 9:20 to play, clock running. Keep wondering when you might want to have some time in to take some of your guys off the field. Stats are one thing, the win's more important. You want to win later too. You want to keep everybody there. Ellison back to throw, no pressure, stepping up the pocket, trying to find somebody, throws in the middle, caught Davis. Oh my gosh.
That's another 6 if he catches it.
Yeah, he was right at midfield. Ball went right through his hands. He was already turning to run. That would have been, no doubt, a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Ellison, what a throw, because he waited. He had no pressure, floated around there, but kept his arm high, kept his feet ready to throw, and as Davis came through, which they've done this well, and inexplicably you saw a really, really good player drop one, but it happens to everybody. So 3rd and 10, Knights back over the ball. Ellison again looking. Basically, it's just a free-for-all. He needs to spin away, does. Avoids contact, trying to get upfield. Going to head downfield, try to throw the ball up in, broken up. Nice job of getting into the pattern. Trying to hit Rutgers. Good job by the secondary of the Lambkins. Getting in there, Diego Romero.
Well, I can tell you one thing, Mr. Ellison. Part of the job description is you need to know where 21 is on every single play.
Yeah. And I think they've been doing this.
That's the first thing you're going to look at where's 21, and then you look at everything else.
That's just a business plan right there because it pays off. And no
That's
punt
a good
formation.
ROI, huh?
Yeah, no punt formation here on 4th and 10. Snapping it on your own 32-yard line. All right, now Ellison's going to back up. That's what I kind of expected. He's a left-footed
and a good punter.
A left-footed punter with a right-handed quarterback.
Wow.
Dropped it in there like I could do with my wedge.
Yeah.
And
right where you want it to be, huh?
Yeah. Happy to take that. Dropped it right at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, Lambkins. But it is must-score time and must score in relatively a hurry. After the defense got to stop. 4:33 left here in this fourth quarter. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Dave Haas along with Randy McCoy. Mike on camera working the shots for us, bringing in all the sideline action out to the field.
Please duck, please duck, please duck, please duck.
No back. Cranford back to throw. McKeon coming back underneath a little under his route, but then swallowed right up. A little too close to the line of scrimmage that time to get away. Big O number 52 turned and looked aside there. Yeah, Pulte, the captain, again, just made some smart football plays tonight. Hurry up offense. Cranford to throw. Got the out.
Passed up by number 87, Rattazzi.
Rattazzi on the reception. Gets about a step or so forward. Exchanges after game plans with the defender for the.
Probably going in and out, aren't they?
Yep. Debating in and out, or maybe Canes. Everything you can eat when you're 17, 18 years old, it doesn't matter how the rest of it goes. Cranford up the middle, big scramble, gets out to midfield easily. First down yardage in about 10 plus. Lampkin's getting on the ball.
First down.
Set, good snap, quick out, caught. Gain of just a couple.
That was a good tackle. And
well, Mosier on the catch that time, and he has not seen the ball for quite a while. Now we got the Fairview corner down.
That's 26.
Yeah, Max Veith, who's had a really good game besides being the kicker, who's gotten plenty of action there. He's made some good plays, caused the fumble on the one returned. And pretty much a cramp. Well, they stop play for you, you've got to leave the field. .747 here in the fourth quarter. 53-29 in a game that was 32-29. Blown wide open on a couple of short passes, turning into long touchdowns by Torrey Davis from the Fairview Knights team. And getting to watch him tonight, Randy, has been special, but not if you're a Lampkins fan. Good throw downfield. McKeon, open spot there, just banging off people, still taking him downfield. So, moving the ball to the inside. Lampkins getting back on the ball again.
No quit in that young man.
No, none. You want to lead by example, that's the example. McKeon on the run left side, downfield, inside the 20, pushing towards about the 15, maybe about, actually brought down, knee hit down about the 17. Brings up second and short. Cranford again, snap, looks, path. Very close to being a catch and a takeoff, and we're going to have a taunting and sportsmanlike conduct. Nice play by the defender, and then he turned up and threw his hands towards the receiver. You just can't do that. And it's one of those read the room moments where the officials have been kind of taking care of, that kind of going on too much tonight.
One thing, watching.
Wait for the confirmation of the call. Referee now. Automatic first down.
Fort Collins quarterback, he's most of the time when he throws, he's on the run. He doesn't really set his feet and
moving. Yeah. That ball was close to being on target for a great catch and throw, and almost a defender right on him too. Well, as part of the thing, the receivers, when you're running this hurry-up offense, you've got to run all the way back out, all the way back in. You're putting on some steps. And if you substitute, then the defense could do the same. So they'll stop the clock or stop the ball from being snapped. Slow snap coming this time after the penalty. Clock was stopped. Cranford flushed right, got a roll, trying to find something in end zone. And had McKeon just overthrown, actually it would have been Rattazzi, the tight end. Just a little overthrown. Had him in the back of the end zone. If he'd have dropped that right on the line, would have been a Fantastic throw. Well, we've seen him make those. 6:59 left here in this fourth quarter. Brings up a 2nd and goal. Cranford rolls right, looks to try to find the end zones. Got the edge, got people sitting there. Going to throw, knocked away at the pylon, trying to hit his receiver.
For 85 to Mosier.
I think he could have just kept on running until somebody stopped him there. He looked to me like.
Yeah, he really wanted to throw that ball. It was that last couple steps where he slowed down. Mosier was on the pylon. He really had, that was a pretty small window to squeeze that through. Falls incomplete. Not much time off the clock, but more importantly for the Lambkins, it brings up a 3rd down and goal. Fairview showing pressure coming. Outside blitz, slot caught, tackle, nice quick tackle.
Pass caught by number 9, Rigoberto Galvez.
Rigoberto Galvez on the reception, but not, like I say, just keeping it in front of you brings up a 4th and about 6 to go. Lambkins have to get this ball in the end zone. McKeon set to the right. Cranford there, tight flanker motion into this boundary, and they're going to have a penalty. Negate the play and move him back, make it 4th and about 11 to go. That was going to be an interesting play because I saw the motion going into the boundary. Then it had every eligible receiver besides the running back outside the hash into the near side. So I'm thinking some kind of misdirection play was called. Whistled in now. Lambkins break, plenty of time. Clock not running after the incomplete pass, but need to get this one in, facing 4th and goal. Fakes the toss, slant pass, a little high, broken up, incomplete. Fairview will take over on downs.
85. 1st down, Knights.
So Fort Collins has gotten very close to the end zone 2-3 times and not been able to punch it in.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about leadership. What I just saw Ellison doing there, the quarterback for the Knights. He just backed his guys up, kind of everybody form up, took control of the huddle. Now they're coming out in their bunch formation again, but Randy, what that tells me is it's like he's running that show.
Yep.
1st and 10, toss right, and it's going to be a pass. The man's wide open, but Davis's arm is not going to be as his legs, but he's got the guy going. Can he get caught from behind? Wow, the speed is going to show. You might want to debate.
From number 21 to number 2,
Rutgers.
Touchdown.
What a great run after the catch, showing some serious speed. I mean, I'd like to see Fairview's 4x100 team in the spring. It's just that they, as we talked about before, you're going to see some kind of play out of that. I mean, he was down there. Rutgers was down there waiting for him. There was nobody near him. I mean, within 20 yards, the ball would have been thrown with any other. Mr. Davis could make his hands, legs, and everything else he's doing. I think that the quarterback part of it may still be in his future, but it's not here yet. He still gets credit for a touchdown pass, but that's on Rutgers. What a great run.
And the only way I'm kind of okay with that call is that is a senior wide receiver who probably hasn't had a bunch of touches this year and got to get a long touchdown catch.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah, well, you would be, and I won't. We don't need to go there. That would be his 5th.
okay, so it's not. So
There.
yeah, so we're going to be back. Our camera's messing up again, so we'll be back in a moment.
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus & Shanker. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus & Shanker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus & Shanker, our passion is justice.
This predates you by a day.
And we're back here.
So we might be a little predisposed.
So 5:58 left, 60-29 our score. On a long touchdown pass from Torrey Davis.
On a daring call.
Yes.
Well, Davis put the ball out there. Rutgers made a catch, had to wait for it, came down, broke one tackle, and showed some acceleration. Boy, I wasn't joking. I'd like to see Fairview in a 4x100 because they've got 2 guys I know right now that would be on handling the stick. Veith again showing a strong leg as he sends this one towards the goal, taking it about the 3. One move out there, grabbed by the jersey. As he started, really, Smith was almost good, but you can see his jersey and just spun him around. .548 left. As we said, this is a game that kicked off at 6:30, and we are going to get close to 3 hours elapsed time to get 4 quarters of high school football in.
Which tells you there's been a lot of incomplete passes, huh?
Well, that and a lot of stopping. Oh, throw right down the middle. Caught. Nice grab by Vitazzi there.
That's caught by number 87, Joseph Vitazzi for Lampkin.
I like the throw, too, that time, Randy, because it came right out of his hands and gave his receiver a chance to go get it. And I needed to confirm there, but that's Jace Garcia in at quarterback now. So there's quarterback change.
Pass caught by number 5, Kyrie Kincaid.
And Garcia, that first ball out of his hands, like I say, right on target. Some substitutions in. Takes the ball downfield and just a little wide and outside, falls incomplete. So the Lampkins have turned over their offense pretty much to other guys that should get time in this type of game. And Garcia, as a sophomore, getting time on the varsity level, no matter how many plays it is invaluable. Showing a pretty strong arm, too. 3rd and 7, though, for the Lampkins here. Back to throw. Throws the out. Caught. Trying to make too many moves. Steps aside. Gets the first down yardage.
Number 5, Kyrie
Kincaid that time did a good job, Randy. Settled in the route, but he didn't get deep enough. He wasn't past that first down marker, but made the move to get it anyway. Actually, they're calling. I thought he got the first down. So did the PA announcer. So it's still 4th and short. Good throw, good catch. See, both teams now. It's pretty much the. No, actually, I see quite a lot of starters, and certainly in the secondary for the Knights. Up front players have been rotated out pretty well. Little seam throw again that time, trying to hit. Yeah, there's Vitazzi again there. I like the way that he does. He gets that ball high and gets it. He's got a really live arm. I'd say for a sophomore, Randy, that ball comes out of his hand on a line, and they're moving it downfield, but still goes to the ground, incomplete. Pump fake, takes the ball long downfield's got a man open, a little push, a little shove back and forth. I think a very good no call there. Receiver had his arm extended too.
Complete intended for number 85.
Gorgeous night here in Frenchfield. Weather's been hardly a factor. We had a little bit of moisture early, all gone. Been no breeze at all. Tape on the uprights and the flag in the north end zone hasn't moved, I don't think, the whole game. We've been really fortunate with weather this fall. Hope it continues. Keep tuning in to PSD Athletics on YouTube TV. 3rd and 10 now for the Lambkins. On the 42 of the Fairview Knights. Garcia, quick bubble screen. Caught. Steps away from one tackle. Gain of about 6. Brings up about 4th and 4, long 4.
Pass caught by number 85, Preston Mosier.
Mosier on the catch. Kind of a sophomore to sophomore connection there, Randy. That future of your Lambkins. Snap, 4th down play coming. Steps up, going to get grabbed. Doesn't go, basically tried to shovel past it to Mosier, which would have been well past the line of scrimmage anyway. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. With 4:07 to play, Fairview will get the ball again. And I think that might be Garcia that's down too. Well, different player. So I think it's Kincaid who's down. They're getting looked at right now. So a timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus & Shanker. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus & Shanker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus & Shanker, our passion is justice.
Kyra Kincaid, you can see him there. Good to see getting up, walking off a little bit gingerly at first. Earlier in the game, the Lambkins lost Caden Souders, a key part of both their offense, certainly their defense, one of the leading tacklers. And been missed. Hopefully he'll be back next week. But tonight, what a night for the Fairview offense, coming in high flying and performed as touted, right, Randy?
Yeah, that's
little bubble pass caught outside.
still got the starters in.
That's what I was just kind of looking there. That was thrown to Davis there, and I'm not. Yeah, we're under 4 minutes to play and still throwing the ball around the old yard.
Looking for that 31-point lead.
To increase. 2nd and 3. Snap, give right side. Got the edge. Good block, 1st down yardage, and taken down near midfield. Nice job on the blocking on the outside too. Brady Gagliano. Solid run.
Run by number 53. Stop by number 12, Ken Smith.
So 1st and 10 after the run. Ball in the 47 of the Knights. Clock running, 2:46 left to play. Ellison gives up to Gagliano, again up the middle, picks his way forward. Good run on 1st down, gain of strong 7, maybe a short 8.
Brings up 2nd down.
Great shot there of a guy who's finishing the play. Yeah, it gets to be a long night after a while, and you want your buddies to help you get up. He said, I was good right here, but I do got to get up. You got to give me a hand. 2nd and 3 now. 3 down linemen, blitz coming, a little pressure. Ellison gets it out, a little bubble screen, caught outside, picks his way around traffic. He's got the edge downfield, spins away with a couple tackles down near the 20. Gain of about 25.
Tackled by number 2, Jaden Smith.
And that will likely be the last play of the night for Ellison, who's had a stellar night throwing to the right people who've made great plays too. Like I said, Randy, you can tell when a quarterback comes in here, he's got command of the game, and we really saw it tonight from him. So Graham Cedar in, sophomore quarterback. Give, right up the middle, breaks through a couple tackles, dragging bodies along inside the 15, down near the 14-yard line.
Up the middle by number 42.
Both coaches really doing a fair amount of substituting, although I still see starting offensive line in for the Fairview Knights. Lampkins are still rotating defense.
Like they're going to victory formation here.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is snap it one more time, and that's going to be the game.
So what started off as a really interesting game, and even starting the second half, the beginning of the second half, or the third quarter, looked like we were going to have a shootout by both teams, but when it all said and done, there was only one team doing the shooting. So,
well, the difference maker, a really well-run offense and very multifaceted, but a sharp game by that offense. But then the difference maker of an athlete like Davis doing his job, doing his thing on the field. Big victory. Final score 60-29. Fairview comes north, takes the lead by themselves in the Front Range North Division, and we'll keep going. Fort Collins looks to rebound next week. You see the line of players going through there. The game was decided, and it got chippy for a while, but I like the competitive part of it. Referee and the officials did a nice job of keeping everybody going there, and this game ended up as we kind of expected. You can't stop that defense. If you didn't miss a couple opportunities like the Lampkins did, more than they could do.
So anyway, we'll see you next Friday night. For Mike on camera tonight, David Haas, this is Randy McCoy. 60-29 is our final score. Fairview over Fort Collins.